Right, here we go then. It's time for the Imola GP. I'm out of breath, I've been running around. Let's get rid of that qualifying because it's GP now. It's time for the real thing. Who knows what's going to happen here? Verstappen got pole yesterday, but it wasn't massively clear cut, was it? Get the old fan on. Welcome along, everyone. Let me get the pictures up. See what's going on down on the ground. Is it going to be baking hot? Is it going to be cloudy? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Formula 1. So there are 54 minutes to go till race start, everyone. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Where's the chat? Where are we? There we are. Oh, exciting. We've got a premiere today. We've got a premiere. I know you guys and girls love the premieres. Karen, Tondro, Seema, Ivan, C, Isabel, Gary, Sharkin. Who else? We've got Vlackers here, Cliff's here, Desperator, Martin. Welcome along, everyone. Race is in 54 minutes. Seb is back. Seb was back doing a run. Do you want some ASMR on this? Was that nice? Black is in. That go on the lens? Black is in the housekeeping order. Jasu's here. The Stig Sim cousin. He's not the Stig, but he is the Stig Sim cousin. Jibber in P7 for a split. I saw Gamer Muscle was going alone. I would have done it with him. I would. Should we have some music? Let's amp it up a little bit. Let's get ready for this one. By the way, there was a penalty yesterday for a McLaren driver. A big old penalty. Welcome, Black Darkness. It is going to be an interesting race, for sure. Everyone's looking at the McLaren pace. Good morning, Andy. This could be a turning point for the season, and also, if Max doesn't win here, and his team wins the Nürburgring 24 Hours, I imagine Redline are in the lead for that. Then it is gonna call into question. I might make a video on it, sort of like, should he have been spending any time on that if he doesn't win? So I feel like there's extra pressure on Max to win today. Why was Max not wearing concerted? And maybe just was in a come out of like a brand meeting or something. Hey, Kireth, you still doing G7 F1 League? I can't make it this evening, I'm afraid. I can't make it this evening, but I want to do a round, and I want to publicise it because it's a great league. And I saw there were like 6-7 people finishing the race last time. So if it's next one's in 2 weeks, I should be able to do the next one. Isabel Flug, Team Redline still leading. So I don't know what we think about that, chat. What do we think? If Verstappen wins the iRacing 24 Hours, but doesn't win this race, will people question it? You can imagine if it was Sky Sports Football, you'd have people like Graham Souness not very happy about it. Gary says Pia lost 3 spots due to empedding. Amateur level empedding there. Welcome, Craig. What's the oldest active F1 driver? That'll be Fernando Alonso. I think he's 43, maybe. Rory Thompson in the house already. Yeah, let me know how it goes today. Take some snaps as well. Take some snaps because I could use them for promo. I can promo them. We'll put into a poster. But yeah, so what you see on the left-hand side, that's how qualifying finished. But bear in mind that Piastri got a penalty. So for impeding Magnussen, ironically. Isn't that how the tables turn? Or the turntables? Is on Flug, I don't think he cares much though. He said he got about 7 hours sleep. Yeah, he would say that. He would say that, but I'm feeling the optics. I should be a PR person. Gary, when's the next round of GT Creator Series? I want to do it. I want to kick it all off, and I want to do graphics and everything. I want to spend money on it. So I just need to find the time there. The summer might be a nice... Things tend to get a bit more relaxed in the summer. I tend to have a little bit more time. So I would love to bring back GT Creator Series. Obviously, we got sued by some absolute clown, so I sued him back, and he ran away. Legal battles. Cheech 180 held up K-Mag, yep. See, people will find ways to hate Max. The Max hate train. Welcome, Jules Overkill. I hope McLaren is smart and split strategies. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be as easy for them. Because now they don't have that 2-3. Because of the Piastri penalty. So it won't quite be as easy. Did I do the AMS2 video? No, I'm doing it today because I'm doing it in VR. And I have my contacts in. But I needed to write a lot of emails. So I took my contacts out and I was like, oh, I don't want to put them back in. So I'll do it today, the AMS stuff, and send some more emails. Because none of this stuff, well, this just happens, but like going to circuits and doing, like, working with partners, there's a lot of emails and stuff involved. I don't use an agency. Just like to do it all myself. Just looking right now, live pictures of Verstappen in the pit lane. He's just kicked Lando Norris in the backside. Karate chop. But he's looking relaxed. Impromptu interview with Verstappen. Karen, imagine if Holt lets Max lap him and then they tow each other as tow buddies. Wow. There we go. Now we've got the actual... great timing. We've got the actual standings there now. So we've got Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, and then Piastri. Long Beach Supercars. When there are supercars Long Beach? Is that happening? Is that a thing? Also, is Long Beach... Long Beach is a street circuit, right? There's a roundabout in it. But do they use it many weekends of the year? Is it like the Monaco of wherever it is? Welcome, Christopher Rains in the house. Stephen, I'm not the biggest Max fan, but I like that he's in this 24-hour race, a race weekend. It's a big statement. Big old statement from Max. Is that a bug? No, it's a piece of plastic. Jack, where will Piastri start? There you go. You got it on the left-hand side there. That's where Piastri is going to start. I should have brought a better charging cable here. This one's kind of annoying. Ah, no, I can do it like that. Go like that. Ah, nice. Hopefully my phone is not going to run out of battery. I didn't charge it overnight. Amateur mistake. You know, sometimes you're like, oh, I just won't charge my phone overnight, and then you regret it. It was one of those situations for me. Andy feels relaxed. What's the oldest Le Mans driver this year? That's a great question. Is Fittipaldi still racing? He's like 70 and still doing racing. Actually, can someone find out who is going to be the oldest Le Mans driver this year? Mia says Lewis can have another mega race. We'll see. McLaren have won an IndyCar, Formula E and Formula 1 within the last 3 months. Obviously, Formula E being the pinnacle there. With Sam Bird at Sao Paulo. Overtake around the outside. Interview coming with Sam Bird soon. The interview's done. Just waiting for McLaren to sign that one off. And I ask him about karting. I ask him about how he did that overtake. I ask him how it was basically getting fired. So really interesting interview with Sam Bird coming on channel. But today we have an interview coming as a premiere directly after the stream with Kush Maney, who is a F2 driver and Formula E rookie. I've also forgotten to do the backpack link. Oh, goodness me. Can one of the mods get the backpack link from the stream yesterday? I think I pinned it in the end and paste it in this chat. We'll do it early because I don't want to do it later. It feels weird like doing a link like later. But basically someone can win a backpack in the stream. A whole backpack. It's not even half a backpack. It's not 2/3 of a backpack. You can win a genuine whole backpack if you're eligible. Christopher Dominic Bastien is 74. 74. Fair play. I wonder what I'm going to be doing at 74. Hannah McGarry in the house. Good to see you, Sharky needs a pack. It's not a pack. It's a backpack. It's a pack that goes on your back. It's not a pack that goes on another pack. George can't stay for the race, but here for the pre-race hype. Just staying for the important bit, basically. Welcome, Stash Gordon, as well. Stash. Elixir Perez out in Q2, but Ricardo is crazy. Yeah, Ricardo into Q3. Lacquer, just a few more scrolls on 88k. Yes! I'm sure we can do it now, chat. I'm sure we can do it. If you've been holding out for years now, I've been doing this YouTube nonsense for years and years and years. And if you've been holding out with your subscribe for the right moment, literally now is that moment. Now's the moment to deploy that subscribe. Wambuki Lemon at 74 is just crazy. Yeah, it is. Fair play. I think honestly, round of applause for that person, Dominique Bastien. Let's hope he doesn't crash. F1 Academy. Who's in F1 Academy? Yeah, Leah Block. She's not racing in F2. She's in F1 Academy. She's doing really well though, considering I'm not sure she has a lot of open wheel experience, but given that she's Ken Block's daughter, you can imagine she's had the best tutorage. Welcome, Brad Perron. 88k, let's go. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna claim it? If you claim it, you got to let us know in the chat. If we blow it, it might go up. Ah, it's just awkward now. Brad, I tried to get you coaching stuff, but it didn't go through. Are you sure? You should have a. Let me check if anyone signed up recently. No one signed up today. I had a lot of people sign up yesterday, though. If you're one of the ones signing up yesterday, get the new orders in. $9.99, and you get. Honestly, it's worth a lot more than $9.99. I kind of regret now doing it for $9.99. But it's very good value for anyone who gets it. George, the backpack looks pretty cool to be honest, but I couldn't work out how to enter. Not having Twitter or accepting cookies was holding me back. There we go. So, less competition for anyone else who wants to enter. Rory, I feel your pain like my ex-girlfriend existed. She had a laptop. Never. That's crazy. Is that it? Vlak has got it. Okay. So if you want to win a backpack, the entry is that link, and I think the code is Kireth Imola or Imola Kireth or one of them like that. So if you want to win a backpack, GT Mega are giving away a backpack to a lucky viewer of the F1 Watchalongs on this channel. Unique feature. Come for the vibes, potentially leave with a backpack. Who knows? How long till race start? Oh, we can do the 40-minute timer. Great. Huh? Oh. That should have been it. Oh. My timer's not working. Refresh the cache. Okay, we have to go manual then. My timer's not working. They were barely working anyway, let's be honest. But they're definitely not working now. Gary Lee, how have you just subscribed? What's going on there? Countdown time, yeah, T minus, but it's not working for some reason. Let me try again. Oh, it said something here. Your counter title. Hang on. Is it somewhere else? Oh! Clearly I've needed to I mean, that's not very useful, is it? That's really not very useful. Sky Sports official nutrition partner. Sky have a nutrition partner. Braden, just going to say that Oscar Piastri didn't deserve that penalty. Ooh. Well, it might have a big consequence on this race. I mean, Oscar, you know, it just would have been so good for him to see him starting P2. So I do feel for him. George, I saw the Perez crash yesterday and his front wing more from via racing. Yeah, it was a bit of an embarrassing crash, that one. Isabel Flo, can't win the backpack, don't on Twitter. So what do you need to do to win the backpack? I'm not eligible, just to make it clear. I can't win that backpack. That wouldn't be right. Elixir, we might reach 100k by the end of the year. It could happen. Oh, 88,000. Thank you so much, everyone. Look at that. 88,002. That's the real marker. Look at that. 88,000. That's a big number. That is genuinely a big number. That's crazy. I can't even... That's bigger than Wembley. I think Wembley's about 88,000. So next time I go to Wembley, I'll be like... Yeah, it's pretty mad. Well done, everyone. Let's have a toast to 88,000. Forever is Adan saying Verstappen will not win this one. You make it sound like you're gonna ensure he doesn't win it. Todd, to win the backpack, you need to have 2 working shoulders. You can sling a backpack over one shoulder. I don't think that's right. Alex Femzicki said they're warming the track up now. Yeah, the cars are out on track, just doing some installation. They'll go around, come back into the pits. Isabel Flug's got the medals out, says Latka. You love to see it. Rolling out for pre-race gridding. Yes, indeed. Elixir is hoping for a good Alonso race. Oh, Gary unsubbed and resubbed trying to be the 88,000. Did it? Maybe it happened. Was it you? You need to follow me and G to make on Twitter. Ah, that's why a few people followed me on Twitter yesterday. Makes sense. Okay. Okay, but it does mean you need to have Twitter then. So, you can only win a backpack if you've got Twitter. Maybe we can try and change it for the next one. Maybe the next one can be like... Maybe the next one can be like, I don't know, just go to the YouTube channel or something. Let's go, 88k. Yes, indeed. 88,003 to be very precise. Very, very, very precise. It was Jamal. It's Jamal did it. Welcome, Marcus. Time for Imola. Greetings from Germany. Marcus in the house. Beef and Barley, congrats. Cheers for 88k. Cheers to you as well. Look at people getting drinks out. Steamer Dragon as well. Jerry from South Africa's here. You love to see it. I'm looking forward to a very good race at Imola. I'm really looking forward to this race. Because I would be surprised if Verstappen's going to crack out like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 second lead by the first pit stop. I think it's going to be closer. I think there could be undercuts at play. Wow, the grandstands look absolutely packed. That's Christopher. Karen's watching from Iran, so I'm not sure the Iranians are going to let you win that backpack, basically. I'm not sure that GT Mega shipped to Iran, I'm going to be honest. I would double check. But how was the qualifying session? Well, you can see basically the results on your left. Piastri got a 5-place grid drop. Legs is ready for a fantastic race. If Norris crashes, it'll be in tears. Blacker worldwide, not just on coaches. The ones we could do worldwide would be digital, so we could do like win a voucher or something, or win a code. But anything physical, it depends where they're shipping it to. Elixir, Piastri's in the front row. We've got a 5-place grid drop for impeding. Yeah, unfortunately. And there's no Crofty, right? It's Harry Benjamin who's doing the commentary. His big opportunity, I suppose. Fair play. Isabel Flug, no wishing death on people. Yeah, absolutely no. We don't need to wish death on anyone. This isn't Many Men by 50 Cent. Lewis Hamilton's out on the circuit. What are the Mercedes going to do? I mean, how are Mercedes going to really catch up with Ferrari and McLaren? That's the big question now. We know there's been a big reset in pace since, say, 2021. Dobby, chances of Sargent finishing in the wall, I would say 60%. What do we think, chat? 60%? Higher or lower? Yeah, Alonso just had the worst day yesterday because he crashed in FP3, which we saw, and then he was all desynced in qualifying, so they sent him out late in Q1, and he didn't get a clean lap, basically. It was just a calamity for Alfonso, having just signed a contract extension. But I think Alonso's they'll transition him into the hypercar, I reckon. Next season will be a test season for Aston Martin in WEC, and then they'll put Alonso in the hypercar. But Alonso might want to go Triple Crown. He might really want to win Indy. Who knows? Jerry says, this is McLaren's race to lose. Okay. Atmospheric, had everyone got a feeling for 2 red flags on Imola? Random Oscar dive into Matt is going to be a big dive because he's coming from P5. So I suspect that won't happen, but you never know. Welcome, Dimitriam. Alfonso almost won Indy 500. He didn't almost win. I think he led some laps, maybe. There was one year he completely failed to qualify because McLaren just messed it up. But I think Perez is going to be the driver that will do the Triple Crown. Because I think Perez will win. I think he could go into IndyCar and win it at Indy. And I think he'll be such a good WEC driver. He'll win Le Mans. We've seen Jacques Villeneuve being in WEC with the Floyd Vanwall team, which is not the team you want to be with if you want to win, to be honest. But, you know, he was close. Montoya could have just gone in a WEC team. Gary, how do we get the key? The key is either Imola Kireth or Kireth Imola. Let us know which one it is. Carpool was gone for 3 minutes and missed 88k. If you go away for another 3 minutes, you might miss 89k. You just never know what's going to happen here. Jamal, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with Jamal? Welcome, Briggsby in the house. Isabel Flug, would Perez even go to another series though? Yeah, I think he would love it in WEC. He's a bit of a tyre master. People forget. Is R Factor 2 populated? I don't know too much, but I think Le Mans Ultimate is where they're making their push. Christopher, Montoya and Alonso are the only ones. What about Jacques Villeneuve, though? Did Villeneuve win in Monaco? 2 out of 3. And it would be easier for Montoya to complete that because what it was back in the day, there was a window where if you drove for Toyota, you would win Le Mans. That window, as we saw at Spa, for example, is passed. So, is there a Ferrari driver? Is there a Ferrari driver who... No. What happened to Perez yesterday? He went classic Perez. He should never go full Perez, but unfortunately he decided to. Max would do WEC. He said, yeah, Indy's very dangerous. I mean, I was watching the qualifying and they're just smashing into the wall at like 220 miles an hour and just keeping their foot in it. It's just ridiculous. You have to be a little bit mad to do Indy, I think. Todd, what's my sim of choice these days? I would say tonight I'm going to be doing some iRacing in VR, some Le Mans Ultimate, and I'm going to be doing some Automobilista in VR. So those are the sims I'm doing tonight. I won't be doing GT tonight. It's really hot here. And I might do a race in Forza on the controller. So basically I'm going to do about 4 or 5 races tonight, record them all, and then start seeing them come out. There's a really... Oh no, the iRacing race came out. If you didn't see the iRacing VR race, oh my goodness, I want to do that again tonight. That was so much fun. There's a great Le Mans Ultimate race. The video's all done. That's going to come out. Online race. LMP2's at Spa. So good. So yeah, I want to do an online race in Le Mans Ultimate, online race in iRacing, and then Automobilista offline. There we go, there's the code. Everyone's talking about Imola, we need more talk about Monaco. Monaco's going to be next weekend. Is anyone going to Monaco? Does anyone live in France who could just take a train down and go? Charles said he'd like to do WC. Well, Charles, they could put him in the 499p. Gilles won, but Jacques never won at Monaco. Okay. When am I next doing GTM Open Lobbies? We were going to do it last weekend. And then last weekend we did about like 8 streams over the weekend. So maybe we'll do some, and then I'm going to be abroad, so it's going to be a little while. I really want to do some GTM Open Lobbies, and what I want to do is schedule it like a few days in advance so people know. But I really want to do open lobbies. I've been telling the mods that I want to do them. Can F1 survive Indy? What do you mean? What does that mean? F1 did not survive Indianapolis 2005. Guys, can we reach 100 likes before the race begins? I'm sure we can. 76 likes. We just need another 24 likes and we're going to be on the 100, which is more than we had yesterday. I can't remember. Mark Mash says cold in Australia. How is it cold in Australia? By the way, the cars are on the grid here. Looks pretty hot out there. Everyone's got the ice packs on and the... Actually, no, Yuki doesn't have the ice packs on, but he's got an umbrella. Welcome TCR the Knock. Do I think Mercedes can improve? It's possible. We'll have to see what they do over the winter. It's insanely warm here in India. Well, if you want to see my interview with potentially India's fastest racing driver, that is premiering straight after this stream. Straight after this stream with F2 driver Kushmani. Valtteri Bottas has got the ice pack on. How do you rolling night and day with weather in AMS2? I have no idea, but I'll find out. And Isabel saying Imola is about 25 air temp. Wasn't it 46-degree track temp yesterday? Is it going to be hotter track temp today? 99 likes, everyone. I think we're going to do it. I think the odds are that we're actually going to get there. Now, Karun Chandok was never really a quick... Well, that's very harsh. He drove in Formula 1 and Formula E, but he was never going to be a... Yeah. Could Kushmani be quicker than Karun Chandok? Don't know. Is Yehin Deruvla quicker than Kush Chandok? Don't know. Neither of them are driven in Formula 1, so... Elixir said, let's do a country chat. Okay, let's do a country chat. Let's do it. Here we go. Nations chat. You asked for it. Let us know in the chat then where you're watching from. Who's it going to be? Who's going to win this? Daniel Ricciardo looks focused. Maybe big opportunity for Ricciardo here. Maybe trying a different strat or something. So we've got Germany, UK, Croatia, Portugal, Netherlands, India, Scotland, UK, USA, Australia, Iran, Australia. I think Australia's only one at double at the moment. Denmark, Greece, USA, Norway, USA, Germany, Quebec, South Africa, England, India, Australia again. I'm feeling like it might be... No, but Mark's just spamming Australia though. We'll have to take double points off. Grenada's in the house. It's starting in 24 minutes. 25 minutes. 25 minutes till the start. Maybe UK. It wasn't the absolute blast I was expecting. I was expecting a country to come out of the gates there. Honestly, I don't think I can... Maybe it's UK. I'm not even sure it is. I'm not even sure it is. Yeah, starting 25 minutes. Who's on the grid? Domenicali's on the grid. The head of Formula 1, right? Or he's high up in Formula 1. So, Karun Chandok is going to be... I've just slated him. My colleague, actually. But he's going to be doing the grid walk, I think. He's roaming on the grid now. It's a double team with Rachel Brooks. This is Mr. International Chat. Yes, indeed. Dominicali is FOM CEO. Okay. Formula One management. Anything exciting going to happen on the grid walk? Are there going to be any interesting conversations? Let's see. Any big celebrities? By the way, I've got a grid walk video coming. Probably is going to premiere after the Monaco stream next week. There's going to be my latest grid walk video at Formula E. Shot with a very complicated and expensive lens. You'll see it's shot on a cinematic camera. I might do a trailer for it because I'm very excited to see what you think about it. Very difficult to shoot on that. Last time's Philippines. Yeah, Philippines. There was one time Philippines just came out and like turned out everyone's from the Philippines. I've never seen the like of that. Do I stream full time? No, I don't. Oh, Eddie Irvine's on the grid. Speaking of people who've won at Monaco, I believe. It's the man who likes Monaco. So good to see Eddie Irvine there because he's sort of trashed F1 recently. He says it's too easy to overtake, etc. with DRS. So it's good to see Eddie Irvine down. Ex of Ferrari, Jaguar, Jordan. He's part of some yacht club. A red? What does that mean? Black magic? No, it's not a red or black magic. It's a... If you're a bit of a camera nerd like me, we show it on an anamorphic lens. So it's an ultra wide lens, like when you go to the cinema, and it has a lot of lens flare, like you see in sci-fi movies. So we shot a grid walk like that, side onto the grid. It's an incredible, like, if you like racing and like the buzz, I think you're gonna love the video because it's so wide. You just see so much, and I'm like walking down the grid, pointing stuff out, but it's so wide and it's shot side onto the grid. If that makes sense. You'll have to see it when it comes out. I'm really excited. I'll try and do a little teaser in the Discord. Is that Hugh Grant? Hugh Grant is there. Didn't know he's a big F1 fan. Welcome to Jamie17. Graham Hill is the only winner of the proper Triple Crown. Mario Andretti won Indy, Monaco, and a class win. Is that because Andretti didn't win outright? He won class. Honestly, I think class win is good enough for Triple Crown. What do we think about that? It's an endurance race. There's multiple classes. I think winning in GT3 AM would be good enough. For me, anyway. I'm not a stickler for that. See, the girl that did the driver parade interview felt awkward. I felt bad for her. I don't know who that was. I did the driver parade interview, so I'd give it a shot. Jamie saying Hamilton P5. That's your prediction for Hamilton. I can't see that personally, but you never know. Another interview, some more celebrities. I don't know who they are. Two ladies. No idea. Bianca Senna. Senna brand CEO and niece of Ayrton Senna. Damn. Should I have known that? I don't think so. CEO of Brand Senna. Christopher says any class win in Le Mans still counts. I agree with you. Adrian says Tsunoda top 5 finish. Bury Ricciardo. Like that match with The Undertaker. His last match. Bury him. Paula Senna Lally, artist and niece of Ayrton Senna. Mark, your thoughts on Rocket Power Mohawks videos? I have no idea who that is. So, cannot give a valid opinion on that, I'm afraid. Anyone else interesting on the grid? It's a little bit overcast, by the way. It's a little bit overcast. Lionel's rooting for Piastri. Let us know in the chat who you're hoping to win here. The Ferrari's got a bit of it's in a little bit of pieces. Kind of exposed, a bit unusual. Why did Alonso and Sargent swap grid places? I think Sargent was originally had his time disqualified, didn't he? But maybe that's been reinstated or something. Would be a bit weird. Someone else, another celebrity on the grid. Don't know who they are. Is it another relative of Ayrton Senna? Who is it? It is Aryna Sabalenka. Currently ranked number 2 in the world in tennis. Sky, no, it's all a dance. As I've said before, it's all a dance. Like, this isn't happenstance. Cliff says Senna the greatest. Welcome, Cliff. Why no one wants Tsunoda yet? Why no one signed Tsunoda? I think Tsunoda is fast becoming a very underrated driver in Formula 1. And now Alex Albon signed up for Williams in arguably a unambitious move. Does Tsunoda become one of the most sought after drivers if you want a sort of driver who's really going to extract the most out of the car? Potentially. Could be the case. Game Slayer says Carlos will probably win. Karen, what position do you think the restaurant man? Who's the restaurant man? Where did Guan Yu Zhou qualify? P17. You can see. Welcome to Lando Versteeg. Hannah thinks Lando might get another win. It could happen. Oh, this is the CEO of Ferrari, isn't it? Is this the CEO of Ferrari? What's his name? Elkins? John Elkann, Ferrari chairman and CEO. When I buy my Ferrari, do you think I'll ever be able? Do you think I'll ever have a Ferrari? What's the percentage chance I'll ever have a Ferrari? I reckon it's like. I genuinely think it's like 5%. I think there's a 5% chance I could have a Ferrari. But I have no idea how you get one. Can you even buy second-hand Ferraris? You must be able to. Zach Brown's here, not at Indy, even though we all know that he prefers being at Indy. But he's come down here. Craig, I'd like to see Danny Rick plays ahead of Yuki. Well, we'll see. That'll be a good fight. Honestly, I think the RB Cash Apps could cause a little bit of carnage here. I think they could put real pressure on the Mercedes. Caitlin is in the grandstand. It's definitely not overcast, only hot. So Caitlin is our representative at the track today. Caitlin, what is the vibe like? What grandstand are you in? Who are you rooting for? Let us know, Caitlin. Always great to have someone who's at the track. I'll let you know what's going on at the grid at the moment. There's 18 minutes to go for a race start. And you see everyone's milling around the grids. See, RPM isn't for everyone. He does get grading sometimes. Lollipop Man is gold. I don't know any of these other YouTubers. I need to be more involved. Adrian, realistically, Tsunoda will resign with will re-sign with RB for one more year. He has nowhere else to go. Could go to Mercedes. Tsunoda to Mercedes. Has anyone ever said that out loud before? What are the chances? What are the possibilities of that? Lionel would rather have a Porsche. Zane says 70%. Are you mad? George, Tsunoda has his days in F1, numbered in F1, I'm afraid, unless Lawrence Stroll sells Aston. Well, surely Aston with Honda, you know. I don't know. How long can you keep Lance Stroll in that Aston Martin? Roger Farr, I would sign Sainz to Red Bull over Perez. That could happen, to be honest. Maybe that's a play. I mean, Carlos, but we've said it on the F1. If you've seen our F1 podcast on this channel or the Kireth Motorsport channel, we've said that we don't think that's a great move for Sainz because it's unlikely he's going to beat Verstappen. But if he really backs himself, Sainz versus Verstappen in equal machinery, we've seen it before when they were at Toro Rosso. They were teammates. Caitlin sat at Tosa, full of Ferrari fans rooting for Lando. Goodness me, I hope they didn't hear you tapping that out. Rooting for Lando, I love it. In a sea of Ferrari fans going for Lando. So Caitlin wants Lando to get a great result here. It could happen. Her legs better to rent for a track day. Well, I have driven the Ferrari 488 GT3. I've very, very, very rarely mentioned it. I'm not even sure I've mentioned it before, but I have driven a Ferrari 488 GT3 in the USA. And goodness me, the nicest thing I've ever driven. And I drive a Peugeot. So that is high praise. George Verstappen will beat a Mercedes. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Verstappen stayed at Red Bull. There's a lot of power struggles at Red Bull and Josh Verstappen as well, and maybe this solidifies sort of Josh sort of getting a greater position at Red Bull. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness me! It was carnage on the grid. There was an interviewer interviewing Verstappen, and security guard came out of nowhere and just basically block tackled him like you see in American football. I've never seen anything like that at all. Presumably there was a reporter that had access to the pit lane but not the grid, because you need to have the right badges and everything. And he was interviewing Verstappen as he came through the pit lane, and a security guard came out of nowhere and just basically, don't know if anyone has seen it can explain it, sort of just like quite aggressive, well, very aggressively. I think there might be charges pressed there. That was extreme. Did I broadcast Imola GP? Yes, I did. Right. On this channel, we do watch-alongs for every F1 race. We have not missed a race. If you want to see it, subscribe, and then you might get a notification. In fact, hit subscribe and hit all notifications, but then you will get notifications about my sim racing stuff.
Okay, crack on.
Rod, greetings from 31-degree Thailand. Greetings. Lionel, my man wanted action. I would have been absolutely windmilling there. I mean, there's no need to be that aggressive. There would have been. I think my man was very passive there. What work experience do you have in motorsport, Emmanuel Gossa? I have a video coming out on how to get into motorsport. I have no connections or background in working in motorsport. Like, I have no experience, I have no training, I have no credentials, I have no connections. So the only reasons that I get to go to races is because A, for years I've been planning it out, trying to work out how I can book it far in advance, do it as cheap as possible, make sure I get to the race, shooting videos on my phone, shooting videos on the GoPro, and then doing enough on YouTube that brands or championships get in touch and say, hey, do you want to come down to this race and produce some content? So it's a completely other way in. I don't have any connections in motorsport whatsoever. Like, and it's, motorsport is all about connections, really. It's sort of who you know, but you don't need to. You don't need to. You can hustle it. Mark Mash, my goal is to get into racing. Shark and living the dream. I'm very, very, very lucky. Not going to lie. Very lucky. It's a lot of hard work, but I have to pinch myself every time I'm going out to a race that I get to see this stuff. There's some violin. Is it the Italian anthem here, or is it the San Marino anthem? Italian anthem is certified banger. We can certify that. Emmanuel, so you have a video how to get in, but you have no motorsports work experience. Get into races, no experience. I don't understand the question, but I think the answer is yes. I have a video on how to get in, even though I have no motorsport work experience. Doctor, what was the name of the reporter that got tackled? I've no idea, but they got absolutely bodied there. Yeah. He snatched the fool. Yeah, it should be in lives, Edward. If you go to the live tab, you should see it. But the thing is, I do a lot of content on the channel, so I think stuff gets sort of hidden away. Emmanuel, no, it's not who you know. Motorsport is definitely, a lot of it is who you know. Like, that is a fact. I wonder how Lance Stroll is a Formula 1 racing driver. I wonder how that's happened. Right, the Ferrari's been put back together. There's only 11 minutes to go, everyone. It was the Italy anthem. Okay, so it was certified banger there. Absolutely certified. Everyone is being told to leave the grid. Dominicali's there. People are filtering off. We're going to reduce the number of people in the grid until we just have the mechanics with the tyre warmers, and then even they will go, and we will start the formation lap, and we'll start the 2024 Imola GP. George Merckx seemed confident about 2026 end of race. I think Mercedes have often said they sound confident, like with the zero side pods and everything. Arend, I guess Stoll has a rich dad. I've heard, allegedly. Oscar Piastri making his way to the grid with a nice vest on. Was he there for the anthems then? Chat, who is winning? No one's winning yet because the race hasn't started. There's 10 minutes to go for the race, as Marcus says. Doctor saying Tsunoda top 5. Peter's in Wandsworth Prison. Hello to everyone in Wandsworth Prison. The prisoner crewed him in the chat. Carlos Sainz has a towel on his head, keeping nice and cool. 10 minutes, yes. So, Dwight, what do you think of Ferrari failing in qualifying? I mean, I don't understand still what Ferrari did yesterday in Q3 for their second runs. What were they doing? Isabel, you don't need to work in F1 to have motorsport experience. Yeah, there's lots of other series other than F1. As we explained yesterday, F1 is sort of the pinnacle of open wheel racing. You've got WEC, the pinnacle of sports car racing. You've got Formula E, the pinnacle of what will sort of be electric racing. Arsenal win the league. Yeah, any updates on the football in the UK? Are they all kick off at the same time, right? So it's no funny business. Smart Johnson's got cinnamon buns and black Americano. Can anyone be that? What are people got? What are people watching with? Snack-wise and drink-wise. By the way, the grid is really funny here at Imola because it's just before the kink. So it's like they line up just before the kink on the straight. 4 PM they all kick off. Okay, so it's going to kick off after. Ah, they've timed it perfectly there. I wonder if Sky Sports have had a word about that. Tea and Jaffa Cakes. Can anyone beat Jaffa Cakes? Karen, to all Formula E fans, it's good. I enjoy Formula E, but I am also working with Formula E this season, so... It's almost time, everyone. 8 minutes. Lionel's not eating. Elder's eating waffles. Dobby's got KFC and Pepsi. Jacob's having a few cold ones and some sushi. What a combination. Doctor, cup of tea, milk, 2 sugars, and bourbon for drinking. Great dunking choice of chocolate there. Honestly, that is an elite choice of dunking. I would say that and a sort of a hobnob. Absolutely clear on the dunking. Mark is having fresh strawberries. 7:33 in Wisconsin is early there. Rum and coffee for JJ. There we go. Cliff's having a beer. George having a Fox's triple chocolate and a cappuccino. C, cereals, soy milk. Hannah, ice cream and water. Is the water particularly? Brad cracking a beer at 9. Yeah, no beers. It's illegal in the US to drink a beer before 9 AM. Legacy from the 30s. Rory having a Woolworths Cafe Gold. Jolanda lemon tea with honey and dark chocolate with orange flakes. What a tea that is. Keegan's having crayfish in China. Very nice. Peter's having hardtack and gruel. Yeah, no expense spared in Wandsworth Prison, I see. Welcome to your dogs. Vlatka having a coffee after lunch. Yeah, Woolworths is still going in other countries. Like Australia. Drama Queen pizza and beer. Gary BLT and tater tots. Martin a cold beer. Her legs having dragon boat racing. Are you doing the drumming? Cliff's got the emojis out. Brad beer and bacon. Mark rum and raisin dark chocolate. What's that? Roger, if Anthony takes a Mercedes seat, who'd have to leave the grid? Well, no one would have to leave because there's a vacant Mercedes seat. Because Hamilton's going to Ferrari. Ice cream cake. Okay, lots of people. Chat, there's 5 minutes to go. So please, 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 at this moment, if you can share the stream, if you're enjoying the stream, you want to share it with people on your socials, there's a share button underneath. It really helps the stream when you share it. Let your mates know that this is where you're going to be following the GP. Anything can happen. It could be a really exciting race like Miami. So please feel free to share on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it's called, Insta, all of them. I'm on all those platforms. So you can search me at Kireth and tag me if you want as well. Hopefully it's going to be a really exciting one. Woolworths is the biggest store in Australia. They haven't heard about what happened to Woolworths in Australia. It has not made its way down there yet. Don't tell them. Right. Come on, Papaya. Pauline Whitehouse supporting McLaren. Okay. There are just 5 minutes to go. I'm excited for this. I wonder if Lando can get a really good start. Remember at remember at Miami, it was a crazy start, and then Perez. I think Lando had a really good start, and then Perez just basically messed everything up by almost taking everyone out. I don't think Perez is going to be able to do that from P11 here. Welcome, Graham. Will Lando have a shot to win this GP? It could happen. Welcome, Marie, as well. Jerry's having flying fish. Is that allowed? Is that allowed? I just feel like... No, and I'm streaming this from the UK. It happens to be sunny today. But I just feel like in non-sun... Food is better in sunny countries. Do we agree with that? Like... Food is just better when it's sunny. And by extension, countries that are sunnier just have better food. What do we think about that? Is that controversial? Is anyone watching from, like, Greenland that's very offended? Ahmed's having a biryani and Coke. Why Piastri starting P5 or qualified P2? Got a penalty for impeding Magnussen. I think we'll get 100k subs. We'll see. We'll see if we can bring some more people to the community today. Are there countries that aren't sunny? Yeah, if you're like in the North Circle, then it's much less sunny, like the top of Norway. Definitely, bro. Flying fish are bait. The good food may be causing more fun. You're saying there's a causal link between actually... I've done it the wrong way around. The better a food a country has, the more sun that country gets. Is that what you're saying? That may add up. Hannah, have you liked the heat? It's been the UK. I love it. Well, when I'm sim racing here, especially my VR headset. What's a VR headset? When I'm in my VR headset, it's not great. But that's why I've got the big old fan. And I've got all this electronic equipment and whatnot. Alonso will start from the pit lane, by the way. So maybe they took the opportunity to make some more changes to that car that he wrote off in FP3. So Alfonso starts from the pit lane. Mediterranean countries are best food. Yeah, there will be a formation lap. It's not like Formula E where they just do a burnout. Luce as always, George, my money's on Hamilton being ahead of Russell Ben in the first lap. Okay. Well, good luck with that. We'll see. Mark, is it scary quit your job and going forwards on YouTube? Well, I haven't quit my job, so I'm not the person to ask. See, Japan has the best ramen. Well, considering they invented ramen, it would be pretty embarrassing. That would be like saying... That would be like if Italy loses the best pizza crown to the US. There'd be war, surely. Edible straws may come back. So the thing is, I ordered a load of edible straws. I'm looking at them now. But they delivered them, and then it rained that day, and they were sat outside my flat in the rain. And I think the rain dripped off the top of the flat, came all the way down, dirty, and went into the box and soaked everything. So I need to do a new batch of edible straws, yeah, for sure. But edible straw game is not on point at the moment. What do I think of Yuki? What do you think of Yuki? What do you think of... I think he's doing really well. The kick state livery, yeah, the kick state livery is a insult to motorsport, and it should be banned. Did you hear what Carlos was talking about Checo did at Miami? Was that at the beginning of the race? When Checo just did an absolutely mad send. Right, we're just down to the last mechanics on the grid here, holding the tyre warmers. Welcome to the F1 fans. If you're joining us now, it's almost time for the start of the race. In fact, let's play the music. From another series, but music nonetheless. How much time till the race starts? We're about to get going on the formation lap. We're about to get going. Welcome, Passionate Derail. It's time. The covers come off. Lando Norris looks ready, starting in P2. Promoted because of that penalty to Oscar Piastri. And honestly, the grid here is so weird. Lando Norris, if he gets a great start, he's on the inside for basically the kink. Welcome everyone in chat. The Rolex ticks over to 3 PM local time, and the cars are now starting their formation lap. The cars are starting their formation lap, everyone. So formation lap underway. I should play the old theme music. I'd love to if I want to get the stream taken down. We should commission our own. In fact, I am commissioning music. We'll do one specially for F1. We'll do that. Okay, formation lap underway, everyone. C says the Ferrari rear wing is horrid. So predicting a one-stop today are the people from Amazon. So between the mediums and the hards, will we see anyone start on the soft tyre? Because that would be a bit weird. Well, there we go. Roger Farr's got the answer. Alonso on the softs, planning to attack. So Alonso is already doing some kind of 5D strat here. George has been having terrible starts recently, and Lewis has been a dive bomb form to progress with. So just to explain how this is going to work, I've got the live pictures here, but they are essentially delayed because the broadcast is delayed, normally by about 30 to 40 seconds, actually. But the live timings are live. So the live timings will go, you will see them, I will wait to see the pictures with my own eyes, and then I will sync back up with you. So that's how it's going to work. So I will be a little bit behind you at the beginning, but I want to let you know what I'm seeing with my own eyes, if that makes sense. Am I engineer? No, I'm not. Welcome Eden Zuniga Iho, good to have you on board. Alonso's a genius. Alonso has no choice. And already Verstappen is on my timing and my broadcast here approaching pit entry. The flares have gone off in the stands. I think I can see Caitlin in there, in the McLaren shirt, surrounded by Tifosi, absolutely letting off all sorts of explosives. Elixir says, Goat Alonso going to fight to P1 like Perez. We'll see. Okay, so the cars are lining up on the grid, everyone. In fact, on my screen, I see Verstappen lining up very aggressively pointed in that pit box. So any moment you're going to see the cars move for the live timings. There you can see them there, but I'm not going to look at that. I'm going to call it as I see it. Just so we know, I'm going to call it as I see it. You're going to be ahead of me. That's the privilege that we have. Because as I see it, I see Logan Sargent just starting to approach his pit box. It's such a weird grid start here around the kink. So for the all-important chicane, technically the car in P1 has the inside, but they need to get past the kink first. So just to confirm, I'm going to be a little bit behind you, but I've seen all cars now in their grid slots. The man with the green flag waves it, goes across. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. Is it a good start from Lando on the inside of the kink? Yes, it is! Oh, it's kind of almost neck and neck, but then there's another left-hander and Verstappen gets ahead. The Ferraris are everywhere. The Ferrari's going to try and go up the inside of Lando for the chicane, but Lando just about stays ahead. So I think it was pretty much as you were at the beginning there of the GP. Verstappen, it was a bit neck and neck, but then just got ahead. Looked like Sergio Perez was on manoeuvres. There was no contact as far as I could see. It must have been Charles Leclerc who was really trying to overtake Lando Norris through the first chicane, but then thought he'd try and bide his time for another day. And I saw Fernando Alonso coming out the pit lane, apparently on the soft tyres. Yes, and Pierre Gasly on soft tyres as well. So there we go, confirmation. No big change there. Oh, Sano just lost out. I think Sano just lost out massively there. And Lewis Hamilton's gained. We had a prediction in chat that Lewis Hamilton might go past George Russell early doors, and he is on the move forward. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda has lost out, unfortunately, in that start, if you're a big Tsunoda fan. Sergio Perez up to P10. The two Ferraris almost made contact. Okay, it's a very interesting start at Imola because you have the kink to the right and then the kink to the left, and then you get into the chicane. And Verstappen, it looked like he wasn't clear of Lando right at the beginning, but he just managed to sweep ahead. So keep an eye on the gap now between the cars. So 1 second gap already between Verstappen and Lando. This, I believe, is bigger than what we saw at Miami. So have Red Bull managed to get the car into a better window than they had at Miami versus a McLaren? We'll see. Marie Hudson, did you miss a start? You just missed a start, yeah, but don't worry. There's only 2 laps gone in this race. There's going to be 63 laps. DRS has been enabled as well. And you can see all the field together. And Fernando Alonso has already caught up with the back of Logan Sargent. So there was no issue there taking a start from the pit lane for Fernando Alonso. And yes, Perez has overtaken Ricciardo. And Perez is now going to overtake his sort of junior, the junior Red Bull car in terms of the RB Cash App of Tsunoda. And maybe Perez will try and make some headway and help out Max Verstappen. So you can see the lap times there. Verstappen's just got a second quicker than Russell. In fact, it looks like we're going to start to see a classic sort of, you can see the front group of Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz and Piastri, and then a little bit of a gap to the Russell and Hamilton. So it looks like the Mercedes potentially don't have the pace. And then again, we've seen it so many times this season, but there might well be a Hulkenberg train. There might well be a Hulkenberg train. So we could see people trying to undercut and doing all sorts of stuff to get up the Hulkenberg train. Let's see. Yeah, Bob's called it a Hulkenberg train. Get your train emojis out of the chat there. Welcome, Sydney. Welcome, everyone there in the chat. So what do we think about this then? Keep an eye on the gap between Verstappen and Lando. Remember, it's only a few laps in, and then the tyres will go into a slightly different window of operation. So can Lando stick with Max Verstappen? I mean, this time around, Verstappen is not really going to increase the gap on Lando Norris. I wonder if Lando with the fastest Sector 1 out of anybody there. Actually, no, sorry, it's Lando with the fast Sector 3. It's Piastri with the fastest Sector 1. It looks like Piastri's all over Carlos Sainz, by the way. Piastri's all over Carlos Sainz. It seems. I'll have a look at the live pictures. What's the tyre strategy? One stop. So people are generally going to go on from mediums onto hards, but that assumes there's going to be no safety car. Snowline saying Lando is driving very well again. Yeah, looks like Lando really wants this. Remember, Lando, I criticised him early this season, last season, on these streams for not really being able to sort of convert, put the pressure on. We'll see this time. It's a 1.4 to Verstappen. He might have a little bit more belief now. Being a race winner, he's no longer Lando no-wins. Can he keep the pressure on Verstappen? And again, be in the right place at the right time if there's a safety car. We've got Logan Sargent on track, so safety car chances are high. Holly Savage, who thinks going to win? I say it's still advantage Verstappen, but again, Verstappen is arguably not quite eking out the gap that we've seen earlier in the season and last season. Welcome Snowline and Susie K. Lionel says the Ferraris are keeping everyone behind. I wouldn't say that so much. I say there's a group at the front from Verstappen to Piastri. Then we have the Mercedes in slightly different pace. And then there's the big Hulkenberg train. All aboard the Hulkenberg train. Honestly, if you're in that midfield and you see Hulkenberg out-qualify you, it must be so dejecting because it completely ruins your race. Someone like Tsunoda potentially might be able to really battle with Hamilton and Russell, but we just don't know right now because he's got to get past Hulkenberg. Sizak saying it's hammer time. Well, I wonder what the Mercedes do here. Do they sort of do a different race? Do they try and go really long and manage their tyres? We will see. And does Piastri think that he can get past Carlos Sainz as they go around Aqua Minerale? See, what do you think? Who do you think Sainz will complain about first, Charles or Oscar? He's going to simultaneously complain about Piastri being dangerous and also Leclerc being too slow. I'm having a look at a replay of the start again. Oh, and then Scott, that's the worst replay I've ever seen. Like, that is the worst replay in the history of replays. Thank you so much, Sky Sports. There, Verstappen eking out a little bit, but again, it's not as big as we've seen earlier in the season when he would basically do almost a second a lap. It's not quite there. Code, why is Perez still behind? I don't know. I don't know. DRS is enabled, but remember, Tsunoda will be getting the DRS from Hülkenberg. Alex saying Max in the zone now. Isabel says Charles seems to be trying to keep Carlos in the DRS. Ah, do you think there's some 8D chess there? Right now, I'm going to have a look at the replay from the start. Thanks so much, Sky. Yeah, it was a decent start from Lando. He did sort of get his front wing alongside Verstappen's rear wheels, but then he couldn't. Then he faded, and it was Leclerc. If Leclerc really wanted to, he could have taken Lando Norris in the chicane. He was very respectful, actually, but he could have dived up the inside, but he sort of backed out of it. So the gap from Verstappen to Lando Norris is now 2 seconds. It's a 2-second gap. And we are 4 or so laps into the GP. 5 laps into it. Elixir says, Charles is doing a Carlos in Singapore last year. Welcome to Hurricane Tresto as well. Terry M. Lucy, Lando's fight isn't with Max, it's with Leclerc. You don't know. I don't know. I think honestly, I think it's too early to say. It's a 1.8 second gap. Lando Norris was just 0.05 of a second slower than Verstappen last time around, and who knows how the tyres are going to go. They're going to go long on these tyres. We are going to see, drivers complaining about the deg, drivers saying, I want to go onto the hard. Is the hard tyre going to be a better race tyre than the medium? Anyway, we don't know. It could be. So will we see someone make a brave move? If you're Oscar Piastri, do you go onto the hard tyres really early? If you can, as soon as Oscar Piastri can box and get out ahead of Nico Hülkenberg, I say go onto the hard tyre. Like, slightly earlier in your window than you would otherwise. What do we think about that? Because at the moment, it looks like Piastri's getting held up by Sainz. So look at the Piastri to Hülkenberg gap. At the moment, it's 7 seconds. So it's really opening up. Look at the lap times. 22.3 for Hülkenberg, 21.3 for Piastri. So in about 15 laps' time, Piastri will have the gap, won't he? To do that. Isabel Flux says Hülkenberg's very pleased. Bob first pit around lap 20. We'll see. I think my prediction here on strategy is you're going to see a lot of people in the Hülkenberg train try and pit really early to get out of that train. They're going to try and undercut Hülkenberg, people ahead of them. That's going to cause a flurry of pit stops in that midfield now. And I classify the midfield as Hülkenberg backwards. See, Alonso pits already. So Alonso's come off the softs. Sainz on the radio saying the McLarens are fast, but Alonso's pitted really early there. I'm not sure why Alonso's pitted that early, unless he's going from softs onto hards. So unless Alonso's doing a one-stop really early doors. What do we think, chat? What do we think? See, that's actually the move I was talking about. Because Alonso was in the back of that train in traffic, and he might be trying to go hard now till the end. Hülkenberg train. Chat, what do we think about that strategy? I think Sargent is also a pay driver for Williams. Yeah, I think so. Never question Alonso. Now, does the Alonso pit, does that force anyone in that train to pit as well to cover themselves from Alonso? What do we think? What do we think about that? Keep an eye on the pit stop entry here. Alonso could do a 2-stop. Oh, I don't know whether you're going to gain enough time to do a 2-stop here. You have to really not fancy the hard tyre at all. So it looks like Alonso is saying that the hard tyre is going to be no... Well, no, Alonso's on the hard, sorry. Alonso's on the hard. So, there we go. Look at everyone boxing now. Like I said, everyone boxing now because they're worried about Alonso. So this is going to precipitate a huge amount of pit stops here, I believe. And if that feeds all the way up to Hülkenberg, that could enable Piastri to pit a bit earlier. Because he won't have as much traffic to deal with. So is Alonso going to overtake anyone in the pits now? Bottas? I don't think so. I think he was too far back. Keep an eye on Alonso coming out. No, but they've had to cover themselves because 1 or 2 laps more, and I think Alonso would have undercut those drivers there. Adagut says, never question Alonso. Isabel saying Sainz complained about Charles first. Is Max going to lap Alonso? Well, if Alonso's trying to win... Oh, Alonso, what's happened to Albon here? What's happened to Alex Albon? Why is Albon driving so slowly? Have they made a mistake with the pit stop? Have they put the wrong wheel on or something? Why is Alex Albon driving so slowly? Chat, I'm going to have a look here. I suspect there's an issue with Alex Albon. You heard it here first. I suspect there's an issue with Alex Albon. I'm going to try and see in the live pictures if I can see what's happened with Albon. What's going on with Alex Albon here? What's Albon done? Sky, you need to show me what's going on with Alex Albon. That's what I want to see. I know something's happened. I know something's happened. There's no safety car. Alex Albon driving very slowly. I wonder if there's a wheel not fitted properly. I wonder if there's a wheel, and I wonder if it's the front right. I don't know, but I suspect they haven't fitted the wheel correctly on Alex Albon's car. That's what I suspect, everyone. Alex Albon was on the radio. That's going to cause a little bit of carnage here, as everyone needs to make their way past Alex Albon. Why do they pit so early? Because basically Fernando Alonso has messed everything up for everyone. They tried to cover themselves from Alonso, I think. I don't think it's going to be a safety car unless the wheel falls off. Welcome Alex, Corb, Zerona. If you enjoyed this, by the way, please do hit that subscribe button if you're new. I know so many of you are subscribed already, but I'm not seeing any pictures of it, but I just know something's gone wrong with Alonso, and I wish the director would just concentrate on that and show it to me. But there we go. Yeah, tyre not on properly. I think, yeah, it must have been. When you see someone going around slow like that, yeah, he's very slow, Alonso. Sorry, Albon. Trying desperately to get out the way of everyone. And he's been lapped. He's been lapped ultimately, so if there's a safety car, he's going to be a lap behind. So this race is done now for Alex Albon because he's off the lead lap. Absolute disaster for Williams there. Absolute disaster for Williams. And really, I would say unexcusable. Like, you got to put the tyres on properly, lads. It's the one thing you got to do. So, again, Alonso causing carnage right now. So, where is Piastri to Hülkenberg? What is the gap? The gap from Piastri to Hülkenberg is now 11 seconds and still seems to be about a second a lap faster. So, you can see you don't want to box and end up behind the in the Hülkenberg train. That's what. Oh, I'm having a look at a replay here of the Williams pit stop. Let's see what happened. They came in. Oh, it looks like the front right guy, he put it in, put it out, the car went, and then he was sort of like a bit hesitant. He was like, oh, actually, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I think it's the front right was wobbling around a little bit. Actually amateur. Just after he signed a new contract as well, you'd love to see it. Right, Daniel Ricciardo is in the pits for the RB Cash Apps. So Max Verstappen is... By the way, look at the Perez, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg. Like, they cannot get past Hülkenberg. He's absolutely ruining the races, and you'd love to see it. Absolute housery there by Nico Hülkenberg. Daniel Ricciardo comes out and is going to stay ahead of Gasly, Bottas and Alonso. Verstappen gap is 3.3 seconds, so it's not absolutely huge. Yeah, there's no chance for Alonso for Albon now. I don't know why I keep getting confused. There's no chance for Albon now because he's more than a lap behind. He's more than a lap behind. If he'd got out, if he'd managed to get out just ahead, then potentially if there was a safety car. But it's all done. It's all done now for Albon. There's no chance. Depends whether they want to save components or they want to get the running for the advertisers or, you know, they've got to weigh a lot of stuff up now. But there's no chance of getting any points. Tsunoda goes into the pits, by the way. You can see. So Tsunoda decides to get out of the Hülkenberg train. And I wonder if that is going to force Hülkenberg to pit to cover off Tsunoda or not. I don't know. But potentially great news for Sergio Perez there. because that's going to free up another position for Perez. Paul Albon, yes indeed. Isabel Flug saying Piastri is cooking his tyres. Let him cook. So Tsunoda comes out because Tsunoda is only going to come out just ahead of Ricciardo, Gasly, Bottas, Alonso. So I wonder if actually Ricciardo is going to be putting pressure on Perez here. Perez might need to box here to cover off Ricciardo. And I wonder if a lot of drivers are going to be boxing a lot sooner than they want. I think the Mercedes might be in a nice position here because Mercedes can kind of go long if they want. Or at least one of the Mercedes drivers can go really long. Gary doesn't have F1 announcers. Don't worry, Gary. We got the announcement here. Probably not of the same quality. Perez crashing in an attempt to get Hulkenberg. Classic strat. Classic Perez strat. So will we see Sergio Perez come in? Because he might be worried about Daniel Ricciardo. Hulkenberg boxes! Hulkenberg boxes now. So now that will release Sergio Perez. So Sergio Perez can decide to go long. I think it was a long stop for Alonso, by the way. I'm having a look at the pit stop for Alonso on lap 8. The front brakes were on fire. Oh yeah, goodness me, Alonso's front brake really on fire. Hugely on fire. Goodness me. There was a big old fire as he was coming out the pits, and he's managed to extinguish it. Good job. Firefighting Alonso there. What happened to Albon? It basically, they pitted him, but didn't put the wheel on properly, so he's out of the race, essentially. When will the front 5 pit? Interesting. Because if you're McLaren, I think you try and keep one driver out long in case there's a safety car. So let's say Verstappen boxes. I think Norris will cover him. Then if Leclerc and Sainz box, I think you try and keep Piastri out there long, because if there's a safety car there, then potentially Piastri can benefit. Tsunoda undercut complete. Yes, look at that classic undercut from Tsunoda. Tsunoda's undercut Hulkenberg and gets ahead and out of the Hulkenberg train. Meanwhile, when is Sergio Perez going to pit? Is he going to go really long now? What's the Perez pace out of the Hulkenberg train? It's good. It's a PB for Perez. It's a 121.8, and we know Hulkenberg was doing a 122.5. So the Perez pace now is really good. So compare the Tsunoda pace. How's Tsunoda going to do versus Perez? Yeah, Verstappen's brakes exploded in Melbourne, but I think that was a issue with the way they set up the car, wasn't it, on the grid? They didn't take something out or something. Tsunoda goes... Oh, a 120.9 from Tsunoda is the quickest lap. Tsunoda was the quickest driver on track last lap. So Tsunoda has unleashed. It shows what you can do by being out of the Hulkenberg train. So at the moment, Tsunoda is going faster than Perez. So there's a battle here between Tsunoda and Perez. And at the moment, Tsunoda's winning it. In fact, Tsunoda went a second quicker than Perez there. What's the gap between Alonso and Max? I'm not sure. It's a big one to work out. What do we think, chat, about that? Yuki and clear air. How many laps left do you see on the top left there? 48 laps to go, everyone. 48 laps to go. Alonso's not done yet because Alonso's on the lead lap. I love how Bro doesn't even care about Piastri and Sainz. Honestly, wake me up when Piastri actually gets that done. Come on, Piastri. Perez isn't stuck behind him. Perez is in clear air. Tsunoda's in clear air. It's great to see. So Perez does a 121.6. Let's have a look and see what Tsunoda's going to do this lap. What can Tsunoda do? Welcome, Natasha. Good to see you. Hope everyone's doing well, enjoying the race today. It's an interesting one. When's Verstappen going to pit? I mean, it's a 4.9 second gap now. And look at the gap between Leclerc and Sainz. It's a big old gap. So Tsunoda does a 121.7. So that lap, Perez was a little bit quicker. Perez was a little bit quicker that lap. Safety car now. Safety car now would be great news for, I think, Verstappen, wouldn't it? Well, it'd basically be the same for... Well, actually, someone could decide in the top, anyone from Verstappen to Hamilton, I think, to basically not pit and get the track position, but still need to pit at the end of the race. Welcome, Salvador. Verstappen's leading. Yes, Verstappen is leading. Welcome, May Dalit. So, Tsunoda has escaped from the Hulkenberg train. Ocon, Magnussen, Guan Yu Zhou, Sargent, and Stroll, they were all in the Hulkenberg train. But where are they going to come out when they pit? Is Lance Stroll going to come out ahead of Hulkenberg? I don't think so, because Hulkenberg is going faster than Lance Stroll. And Ocon. Ocon is going insanely slow right now. Ocon with a 123. Ocon, Magnussen, and Sargent must be suffering from deg on the tyre or something. Look how slow the drivers are going that haven't boxed. In fact, it might indicate that the hard tyre is really the tyre to be on. It looks like the hard tyre could be the race tyre here. So if you're someone like Oscar Piastri, where does Piastri come out if he boxes? Piastri, oh, you're going to come out behind Sergio Perez. Piastri's going to come out behind Sergio Perez. That's mad. That means that Perez is really ahead of Piastri right now, because Perez already boxed. So Perez on the mad one here. Chat, am I right there that if Piastri boxes now, he's going to come out behind Perez and Perez can go to the end? Am I right about that? Let me know. Albon under investigation, yeah, for coming out unsafely. You might get a penalty as well. To add insult to injury. Mia, only 5-second gap, yeah, would be larger. Yeah, exactly. A little bit like Miami. I mean, I think it's a bit more of a gap than Miami. But it's not like we saw earlier in the season, for example. Oh, Perez didn't... Sorry. Perez didn't box. Yeah, no, my bad. So Piastri could box. He'd come up behind Perez. How's Stroll so close to Perez there? Because Perez and Stroll... Perez have made a mistake at 126. Perez has gone off. Perez has gone off somewhere. Perez is to the 1 minute 26. That's a disaster for Perez. And does that mean that Piastri could box now and come out ahead of Perez? Potentially, yeah, because there's a 20-second gap. Perez has made a big mistake. Has he gone off at the top of the chicane at the top of the hill? Go on, Lance Stroll now. Who's looking quick right now? Look at the drivers at the top. 121s from Verstappen down to Hamilton. It's very interesting to see the strategy here and see the difference. Oh, yeah, Perez went off. He went off. Down the bottom of the circuit, the penultimate sort of left-hander, he locked up on the inside, went into the gravel, and that's why he lost 5 seconds and massively dirtied his tyres. Let's see what lap time Perez does now. 122.4, so he's roughly back on the pace. But unenforced error for Perez, a bit like I said in FP3, I think that was his mistake as well. Yeah, Perez is having a banter race, everyone. It's a banter race from Perez. So Piastri is now exactly 20 seconds ahead of Perez. So Piastri's really close, if he wants to be getting on the hard tyre and getting into clear air. Roger saying Perez needs to pit now. If Perez pits now, he's going to lose a load of positions. Is Perez going to end up behind Hulkenberg? Surely not. Hulkenberg to Perez is exactly a 20-second gap. I think Perez has absolutely just made a mess of this. Is Leclerc pushing? I think so. Leclerc looks like he might be catching Lando. Yeah, he went a tenth quicker that time round. And still Piastri can't get past Sainz. And look at the Mercedes just lurking. You know, the Mercedes are really not looking too bad here. They're not looking too bad. They're there or thereabouts. One of them might be able to go really long. Remember, all of the top 7 need to box. Well, in fact, all of the top 13. Don't the top 13 need to box? Am I reading that right? The top 13 need to box, I believe. So there's a big difference in strategy. Are the people behind going for a 2-stop? We think Alonso's going for a 2-stop. Did he force other people to go for a 2-stop as well? What do we think? Yeah, Max is opening the taps a little bit now. You can see he's opening those taps. He's going for it. Welcome, Violet and Ben Lang. Good to have you on board. If you are enjoying it, new here, please do feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as we follow this race. And we're going to see who in the top 13 is going to box next. Who's going to go into the pit stop? Isabel Flood confirms it. Top 13 still need to box. Most backmarkers are on hards, so they could go very long. Remember, you do need to run 2 different tyre compounds in this race. So the top 13 will need to run at the opposite tyre compound. Or a different tyre compound. Snowline say Max is stretching his legs. Ahmad, why can't Piastri pit? Piastri won't want to come out behind Perez. Basically in traffic. Piastri will want to box and come out ahead of Perez. So Piastri last lap at 121.8. Perez last lap at 122.5. So half a second quicker. So I just wonder if Piastri might want to box earlier because he might be getting held up by Carlos Sainz. The gap between Norris and Verstappen is big, but it's not a chasm, I would say. Apple Lauder calling a safety car in 5 laps. Welcome, Mohammed Nafi from Egypt. Good to have you on board. Who do you think will take pole? My friend, pole position's already happened. That was yesterday. Welcome Slim Jim as well from Morocco. Good to have you on board as well. What happens if Norris boxes? Norris can box. But the reason why if I'm McLaren, I wouldn't want to box Norris because I would want Norris to go really long here if possible. I would want Norris to go longer than Verstappen. So if in that window where Verstappen box and Norris is in first place, if there's a safety car, you could have a situation like you had in Miami. It could really benefit Lando Norris. Especially if the safety car doesn't pick up Lando. Like last time, I remember it picked up Verstappen, didn't it? Behind. Russell boxes! Okay, right. In the top 13, the next driver to box is Lando Russell. Is George Russell. So, Russell is a driver who is going to go, I think, onto the hard tyre, right? So we'll see what the pace is going to be like for Russell. Unfortunately for him, he's going to come out in a lot of traffic. Is that going to force any changes ahead of him? We will see. The Mercedes were a few seconds off the McLarens and Ferraris. Welcome, Michael from Mississippi. Good to have you on board. Isabel confirming that the track temp is 46 degrees right now. 46 degrees. Very interesting race. Very nicely poised right now. Very nicely poised. Alex Albon, by the way, is still circulating, doing some very quick lap times. 121.7 is basically leader's pace for Alex Albon, but he's a lap behind. Disaster for Albon. Not putting the tyres on correctly. Goodness me. Right, Verstappen doesn't box. 6.6 second gap. What about... Not Lando boxes! Lando boxes! Lando boxes. So Lando is boxed. Okay, that might cause Charles Leclerc to box next lap. And we'll see what Carlos Sainz... They're probably not going to double stack. So we'll see what happens here. Will it force Verstappen to box? Giolanda says hard tyres for Russell. Good spot. Okay, here we go, everyone. Is Verstappen going to box to cover off Lando, or is he not worried about that because he's built up a big gap? Let's see. Yeah, Lando boxes. And he comes out behind Perez. Ooh. Right, so let's see if Lando can make short work of Perez, or if that's going to be traffic here. Potentially, great news from Leclerc. So if you're Leclerc now, do you actually say, hold off, we want to see if Lando gets held up. We don't want to box. We want to let those two fight so we come out ahead of them. Let's see. Keep an eye on the sector times for Charles Leclerc. Really good to see sector times. And you can see if the drivers are pushing it. 10-second penalty for Alex Albon, by the way. It goes from bad to worse. Yeah, look how far back George Russell is. 1:44 lap time. That must be the pit stop, right? That must be the pit stop. It was a 2.4 second pit stop for George Russell. So Verstappen does a box. Leclerc does a box. They're not worried about it. They don't care. But Piastri boxes. So McLaren going on the same strat for both drivers. Now here's a critical question. As Lando Norris gets past Sergio Perez on the exit of the chicane on top of the hill, is Piastri going to come out ahead of both of those two? Is Sergio Perez going to get back on Lando Norris using DRS? Let's see. Piastri's going to come out. I'm surprised that McLaren have done this. And is Piastri going to come out ahead of Lance Stroll? You can see it's very close between Norris and Piastri. Very close. I'm looking at an onboard between Russell and Ocon. Stand and move there. So it looks like Perez was really fighting with Lando, but Lando's gone past now. Yeah, that's a normal. 144 is a normal lap for a pit stop lap. Welcome, Wes, Yuri, Sam, Ricky, and Carl. Great to have you on board. Helps support the channel. It means a lot. Thanks so much. And everyone who's already subscribed already. Was it a good start from Lando? Black and white flag for Verstappen track limits. Max Verstappen's just got a black and white flag. So you've got a warning for exceeding track limits. Where have you done that? Where have you exceeded track limits at Imola? Yeah, so Lando had to get the move done, I think again, down on Perez, down the home straight, but now he'll be clear. Verstappen boxes! Verstappen goes into the pits and boxes here. And has Leclerc done the same thing? No, he hasn't. So Verstappen boxes here. And look at the sector times from Lando and Piastri. You can see why Verstappen needed to box, because he's having to cover off Lando, Norris and Piastri. What happened to Lance Stroll there? Lance Stroll just evaporated. Piastri's had to get past Perez, and Perez gets back. No, I don't know what's going on there with the live time. Is a bit weird, but there you can see Verstappen comes out and is now 4.4 ahead of Lando. So Lando did eat it. There was a bit of an undercut there. There was a little bit of an undercut from Lando. You can see because the gap's come down to 4.4. RR Pro says Hamilton might get a podium. I don't think that's going to happen. But what we can try and do, we can try and get to 300 likes. If you're watching the stream and you're enjoying it, please just hit that like button right now for free. It makes a massive difference. It really helps the stream. So please hit that like button. I'm sure we can get to 300. Spartans. Look at that outlap from Lando. 120.4. Fastest lap of the race so far. So Lando, I wonder here on the different tyre, are we going to see Lando now eat into the gap from Verstappen? We'll see. Tifosi go wild as Leclerc pits here. So Leclerc's into the pits. That's going to release Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz will become the leader of the race here as Charles Leclerc pits. Here the timing gets a bit worried. Yeah, Norris set the fastest lap. There's some issue with the live timer. It's gone green flag. Hopefully it's all okay. Yeah, there we go. So Leclerc boxes. And Lando, he's going to come out. Well, remember, Leclerc was really battling with Lando. But Leclerc has potentially been undercut by Piastri. No, he gets out ahead of Piastri here. But Piastri's really close now. Look how much Lando Norris has benefited from that. I'm going to look at the pit stop from Leclerc. Was it a slow pit stop? Look at 1 minute 19 from Piastri. So the McLaren's really coming into their own. Let me know in the chat if you're from the Papaya Army here. Perez is going really long. Perez is going super long here. Perez is holding up Leclerc and Piastri. Is great news for Lando here. And if you're Carlos Sainz at S1 Ocon pits, if you're Carlos Sainz, you really don't want to come out behind Sergio Perez. But Carlos Sainz is now lapping almost 2 seconds a lap slower than Oscar Piastri. It's pretty crazy right now. Well, good to see you, Matt McGuigan. Katie Ingram's Papaya, Pauline Papaya, Edith's a McLaren girl. You love to see it. The Papaya Army's here. But right now, Perez is causing absolute carnage. Remember, he lost about 5 seconds by driving off the track. And he's holding everyone off. But it looks like Leclerc and Norris have managed to get past Perez there. What? No, the Norris is well ahead. That's a timing issue. In fact, they haven't. They're still behind. They're still behind. Hamilton at the moment, by the way, is in P2. So Hamilton going really long. Look at the McLaren fans in the chat. You love to see it. Now Leclerc gets ahead using DRS down the home straight. Piastri is getting really held up here. And Norris is just 5 seconds, but less than 5 seconds behind. No, sorry, 6 seconds behind Verstappen, and then Leclerc is about 5 seconds behind Lando Norris. I wonder if Verstappen's going to hit Hamilton here. How long is Lewis Hamilton deciding to go? And what's the benefit of Lewis Hamilton going long? If there's a safety car now, it really benefits Carlos Sainz, by the way. Carlos Sainz wins if Logan Sargent goes off. If Logan Sargent goes off now, Carlos Sainz is the big winner from that, unless Carlos Sainz has the box now. Yes, he does. So Carlos Sainz boxes now. Let's see, is Carlos Sainz going to come out ahead of Sergio Perez? This is a big question. Is Carlos Sainz going to come out ahead of Sergio Perez? Hamilton boxes as well, so that releases Verstappen. Will Hamilton come out ahead of Russell, behind Russell, or Stroll? Here's Carlos Sainz coming out. Is he going to be ahead of Sergio Perez? Piastri just gets ahead of Perez here. Oh, I don't think so. I think Perez is going to overtake Sainz. Yes, he does. So Carlos Sainz will need to get past Sergio Perez, and he's going to have George Russell all over him as well. So I feel like Carlos Sainz may have lost out there, deciding to go a little bit longer. Elixir says, what strat are they doing with Sainz? I don't know. It's certified Ferrari strat. Certified strat. And look how far behind Hamilton has ended behind Russell. They were very close together, and now Hamilton somehow has lost about 10 seconds to Russell. Irene, how many laps they have to do? They have to do 36 more laps. It was a 2.7 second stop for Carlos Sainz. So not quite the quickest, actually. But he wouldn't have got ahead of Russell anyway. There you go. There are the tyres. There are the tyres. Okay, so everyone is boxed now pretty much, apart from Sargent, Guan Yu Zhou, and Perez. By the way, when Perez boxes, he's going to drop. Is he going to drop behind Magnussen? Magnussen hasn't boxed. Sorry, Perez, Stroll, Magnussen, Guan Yu Zhou, and Sargent have not boxed yet. So where will Perez come out when he boxes? And how is Perez ahead of Carlos Sainz here? I do not know. Lewis Hamilton went off track because I can see he's got dirty tyres. So Hamilton went off track somewhere. And Tsunoda was battling with Logan Sargent. Tsunoda had to overtake Sargent through the first chicane. But why on earth is Tsunoda battling with Logan Sargent? In fact, you can see now, Tsunoda's only a little bit ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. So if you remember the beginning part of this race with the Hülkenberg train, you know, Hülkenberg's almost caught back up with Tsunoda here. Pretty crazy. Where's Ricciardo, by the way? Ricciardo's battling with Logan Sargent. So Logan Sargent is a cork in the bottle. By the way, we could have a classic Ocon and Alonso. They're best friends, obviously, from their time at Alpine. I think that could be an absolutely crazy battle at the back. I think Hamilton he must have gone off at the chicane at the top of the circuit. Yeah, what's going on with Daniel Ricciardo's race here? The racing is crazy in the midfield. Like, it's a real topsy-turvy race right now. And Carlos Sainz still can't get past Sergio Perez, which I find insane. Surely here, Carlos Sainz with DRS, he's 3/10 behind. Surely he's going to get past Sergio Perez into the first chicane. Let's see. 2/10. Can he do it? DRS. Perez doesn't have any DRS. Looks like he's just been able to get that done. So there we go. Carlos Sainz unleashed himself from Sergio Perez. He's annoying everyone by going very long. Lando Norris is 6.3 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Welcome Daniel Philip Reynolds as well for joining. If you're watching, you're wondering what the subscribe button does, it's completely free. Please do press it if you want to see more of these streams. We're going to be streaming Monaco as well next weekend. So please do feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're not already. If you are already, you can just sit back, safe in the knowledge that you are subscribed and you're going to get a notification about the next live stream. Absolutely great stuff. Piastri still with the fastest lap. Remember, he did a 1:19. Now people are sort of chilling in 1:20s. Vlak saying welcome. Vlak saying welcome to all new subs. Yes, welcome indeed. Adi is saying Piastri, let's go. RR Pro, I don't get it. Why would you box on podium with a low gap to P3? I don't know who you're referring to there. But Daniel Ricciardo just can't get past Logan Sargent. I need to change my battery. Bear with me. Anyone looking forward to the Temple of Speed? The greatest spectacle? Yeah, the McLarens can do 1:19s now, we know that, but maybe they want to look after their tyres. Oh, it's a very slow pit stop here. Oh, the tyres got stuck. He's having to go back on the jack. Oh. Ooh. There we go. That was an absolutely disastrous pit. I've never had the worst pit stop than that forever. Who's fastest right now? Carlos Sainz and Hamilton were looking pretty fast. Oh, they did their fastest laps. They were basically similar pace to Verstappen. Verstappen probably managing the tyres now. Looks like Verstappen is going to lap Pierre Gasly. So it's interesting that Verstappen hasn't lapped anyone other than Alex Albon yet. And we're pretty much halfway through the GP. Speaking of my watching from Dubai and a Sainz and Hamilton fan. Right, okay, so Oscar Piastri is giving a bit of pressure on Leclerc. That's for the last podium position. But it looks like McLaren sort of best of the rest here. And it's pretty mad to me that Perez is not able to put this, is not in the mix for a podium. In fact, George Russell, I think, overtook Perez going into turn 1. DRS assisted, so Russell's overtaking Perez. Because why is Perez going so long? Where did I get this shirt from? I think I got it from Ferrari store on sale. What's wrong with Leclerc? I don't know. But it looks like the Ferraris don't have crazy pace here. And chat, anyone know why Perez is going so long? Jassu in the house? Here we go. Logan Sargent boxes. That's going to unleash Daniel Ricciardo. But unfortunately for Ricciardo, he's got Valtteri Bottas all over him. So the RB cash-up pace from qualifying just has not materialised into the race here. Sargent's going to get lapped as he comes out of the pit. He'll come out to some blue flags. Adia saying Verstappen going real strong. 400 likes, by the way, everyone, chat. That's huge. Thank you so much for 400 likes. That's actually massive. We love to see it. Has Verstappen pitted? Yes, Verstappen has pitted. Verstappen has pitted here. Perez has not pitted. Perez has not pitted yet. Perez is just going like crazy long. Perez might pit on the last lap or something. Madness. Yeah, Reed Van Lee's got it. Perez started on these tyres. So, we got a 6.5. By the way, that gap is not increasing massively at the front. So whether Verstappen is just managing the gap, whether Lando's managing it, or whether they're both going flat out and Verstappen sort of eking a little bit more of a gap, I don't know. Ice Maxi hopes for Norris again. Can Leclerc put some pressure? Oh! Leclerc just went 0.3 faster than Lando Norris. And he's only 3 seconds behind. So, I wonder if we're going to see Leclerc try and catch up with Norris here. George Russell's pace seems to evaporate a little bit. Kireth says Verstappen trolling right now. No, Logan didn't DNF. He's just been lapped. When you get lapped, you go grey on the timings here. So he's just been lapped. That's it. Yeah, I don't know if Verstappen's got another stint in the Nürburgring 24 hours to do after this. We'll see. So, pit stops. Guan Yu Zhou, Perez, Stroll and Magnussen. By the way, Stroll and Magnussen going this far in the mediums is actually kind of impressive. But I'm not sure what it really gets him, because when Stroll boxes, he's going to end up around Ricciardo, but he'll be on much fresher tyres for the end of the race. Captain Heat, I think, is going to win. I think Verstappen's still going to win this one. Gasly's not ahead of Verstappen, everyone. I'm on board here with Hamilton. Did a big overtake. Oh my goodness, Hamilton did a huge overtake, presumably on Lance Stroll. It was a big overtake into the chicane there. As Guan Yu Zhou pits off the hard tyre. So that's as far as Guan Yu Zhou can go. Joey says 1 and 2 are managing tyres. I tell you what, chat, it's a halfway mark. Let's do a nations check now. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Where in the world are you watching the F1 from? I want to see. I want to know how... It's quite a good time spot for globally, I think. Are we going to have less Australians now? Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. I want to see. Singapore comes in. Germany, UK, Netherlands, UK, UK, Australia, Norway, Croatia, Bermuda, Netherlands, Belgium, Toronto, US, UK, Berlin, Canada, California, India, Guyana, England. Oh my goodness, India, Portugal, Scotland, Estonia, California, Philippines, Denmark, Cambodia. It's huge. What a big one. Is it Germany? Is it Germany? This is one of the biggest nation checks we've ever done on this channel. Is it Portugal? Namibia's in there. More Singapore. Scotland. Greece is in there. Cyprus. Some Pakistan, India, Germany, Vietnam, Sweden, South Africa, Morocco, Chicago, Lebanon. I think we've got Cell Block H in Wandsworth Prison. Phoenix. I don't know, chat. I don't know. I think it could be India, but I don't know if we're getting a lot of Indian spam. But I think it could be. Germany's a big one for sure. Mars, Long Island, UAE, Brunei, Malaysia, Bulgaria, Hong Kong. Wouldn't it be awesome to just visit all of these countries? Saudi in the house, New Zealand, Ghana, Nigeria, Denmark. I don't know who's won that. I don't know. I think that's the craziest nation check we've ever done on the channel. I've never seen the chat go like that. I'm trying to just try and work out Nepal, China, Sri Lanka, Kenya, Poland. Chat, what do we think? Who won that? Who won that? It's still coming in. Verstappen trying to overtake Gasly. Yeah. I think India's won it. Egypt, Wales. I saw a lot of Germany. I saw a lot of USA as well. I saw a lot of UK, Antigua, Georgia, Uzbekistan. I win. No, I don't know who's won that actually. I don't know who's won that. How many laps left? There are 28 laps left. It says on the top left there. No one's DNF'd here. They've just been Verstappen starting to lap people. It looks like Hamilton is all over Perez here. So Hamilton's all over Perez. So Hamilton's basically a pit stop ahead of Sergio Perez. That will probably happen. Yeah, Roger Farsi at Puerto Rico. It's no, someone was from Mars. So Antarctica. We're here from the UK. How can it be anyone but the Pacific countries? Hamilton-Perez battle is nice. Yeah, there's some decent battling going on. I think Hamilton's going to get it done. He's probably really frustrated why Perez isn't boxed yet, or maybe he's just enjoying it. Looks like Hamilton does get it done. By the way, are the Mercedes... Is this a decent result for Mercedes? Like, a 6th and a 7th for Mercedes. Is that a decent result? What do we think? Can the mods work out who won the nations check? Which country won that? Do we know? It's a nations draw. Yeah, I didn't notice any views from North Korea. Didn't see any views from South Korea. Didn't see any Spanish. I never see a lot from Spain. We never see. Is anyone watching from Spain, Italy? We often see Greece, Spain, Italy, France. Chat. Did I see anyone from Spain, Italy, or France? We need to be a bit more multilingual. Ade's watching in Spain. 26 laps to go. And by the way, the gap at the front is still 6.4 seconds. It's not huge. Huge. But it is there and it is slightly growing. Signorna's from Italy. Rob's from Spain. Okay, there we go. Malta. Jamaica. You need to be speak a bit of Spanish. Guten Tag. There we go. Ronan's at the circuit. Goodness me. Oh, Perez is boxed. But who's boxed with him? Is that Stroll? So Perez is boxed now. Finally. We should have done a bet on this. So Perez boxes on lap 38. And Magnussen and Stroll. So I think that's everyone who was on a one-stopper, who hadn't boxed before. And look where Perez comes out. He comes out in an absolutely trash position there in P11. That does, by the way, promote Tsunoda, because Tsunoda was looking slightly worse than he actually was. So Tsunoda's now in P8, which is arguably pretty much as good as he could do, arguably, right? So Tsunoda's in P8, which would be some good points for Tsunoda, but Hülkenberg's all over him. And then there's Ricciardo. That's German. Lando plays a careful game. Does anyone think... Look at the lap times at the front. It looks like Lando's matching Verstappen. Anyone think Lando Norris is playing some 8D chess? John Cena in the chat. Karen, how was that stop? Lilu's watching from France. Alex Albon, they didn't put the tyre on correctly, so he lost a lap. Chat, does anyone think Lando Norris is playing some 8-dimensional chess here? Nicola does. Pauline does. Nicola says no. McPastry says yes. I just wonder if he's matching pace and keeping his tyres in the window. I mean, I'd say that's unlikely. I want to be clear. I say it's unlikely. But we do know that McLaren has pace. I mean, Piastri's got the fastest lap. We know Piastri could do a 1:19. So maybe they can go a second a lap faster, but they don't want to show it until too late. Captain saying Lando Norris so underrated. One of the underrated drivers. Look, the main goal of Lando is keeping Charles behind. Ooh, Charles Leclerc. Well, he slowed down that time. There's a big variance in the lap times. Leclerc was half a second quicker last lap. Vlatka said Lando's always dreaming big. Sometimes it works. Michael, not heard Mansell's name in the commentary. Mansell stopped racing about 30 years ago, mate. Slightly before we started streaming. Christopher says Verstappen's got this. Isabel Flug Verstappen just managing tyres and gap. Lop says Lando is so underrated. Could Piastri finish P3? Yeah, potentially, but he'll have to get past Charles Leclerc. BD, who is going to move up from F2 from next year? Well, after this stream, we're going immediately into a premiere with an interview with an F2 driver. So that'll be on this channel immediately after the stream. Big premiere for you. Welcome Kylie, Joachim, Brief, Pixie, Fatima, Dennis, Eric, and Sinister Blade Gaming as well. It would take a miracle here. Just keep an eye on the lap times. Because Leclerc and Norris are seen to be matching Verstappen a little bit, even though Verstappen's got a 7-second gap. Will Hamilton finish P5? No, actually, that's very unlikely. Very unlikely. Carlos Sainz with some decent pace there. Haas, terrible pit stop, 3.4 seconds. Classic Haas pit stop there. Sergio Perez gets past Hülkenberg, by the way. So now Perez is coming from Tsunoda, and Perez will have really fresh tyres. He does his personal best first sector, and he's just done his PB of the race. So Sergio Perez might have played some 5D chess here. Ooh, bad lap there for Lando and Piastri. Bad lap for both McLarens. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz were half a second quicker than both McLarens. In fact, will we see both Ferraris move up here? Jerry says, how is Piastri not catching Leclerc? Well, mate, he was half a second slower than Leclerc. He was half a second slower. When was the last time Alonso was lapped in the race? I don't remember, but he won't like it. Verstappen is, indeed, as you spotted, about to overtake Fernando Alonso. Oh my goodness, Kevin Magnussen on a stake there. That's Kevin Magnussen on Guan Yu Zhou. That's got crash written all over it, frankly. They've been lapped. Welcome, Ragavir. That's good to see you. New picture of Ragavir. Hamilton on fresher tyres. Alonso boxes again. So is Alonso retiring? Did he not want to get lapped? He's actually going to tactically retire. Because Alonso's boxing for the second time? No, third time? Is that the third box for Alfonso there? So what's going on with Alonso? Yeah, the gap at the front, 7.3 seconds. And again, Lando... no, Alonso is coming out, so I don't know what Alonso's doing. Disastrous race. Banter race there. So, it looks like the McLaren pace, but then again we saw Leclerc have a bad lap as well. So Carlos Sainz was the quickest driver in the top 5 last lap. Rakovic says Piastri is better than Norris. Why is Alonso boxing so much? I don't know. He must have seen the big fight yesterday. He's gone on to another set of mediums. Eden says, I think the podium will stay like this. NGL. Big battle between Tsunoda and Perez. In fact, it looks like Perez gets past Tsunoda. So Perez on the fresher strap. But look at the gap. Look at the gap between Hamilton and Perez here. It's a 30-second gap. It's a huge... Perez has really made a big mess of this race, I think. I mean, considering Perez didn't start that many positions behind Hamilton and Russell, I think Perez has really messed this up. I've got to be honest. I think Perez should have boxed early. He should have boxed early and got out of the traffic and whatnot. Welcome, Chloe. Good to see you. Ricky said, I bet he has damage. I don't know. This whole race from Alonso is a continuation of what we saw on the stream in FP3. That's where it's all come from. Why doesn't Albon just retire? Because he's a young driver approaching his prime? Leclerc, by the way. Leclerc all over Lando Norris. Leclerc is going to be within DRS. I don't want to raise alarm bells, but Leclerc was 0.6 faster than Verstappen last lap, and there's 21 laps to go, and the gap is 8 seconds. What do we think about that? Could Leclerc win this race? Or am I chatting nonsense there? But could Leclerc win it? Mallock can smell the safety car. Austin feels bad for Alonso. Well, he shouldn't have crashed. He shouldn't have crashed in FP3. It's the worst thing you can do. Look at that. Alonso with the fastest X2 out of anybody. Don't know what he's trying to prove, but there we go. Stephen, why hasn't Sargent crashed yet? I don't know. He hasn't got the instruction in the ear. Isabel Flug, I think Leclerc can get P2. Win may be a little bit far-fetched. Connor, Alonso getting paid off by Stroll. Look at this. Lance Stroll better than Alonso confirmed. There we go. Leclerc now slower because arguably Leclerc has been held up by Lando Norris now. Meanwhile, have a look at the gap between Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri. Carlos Sainz just doing a PB sector 1 and half a second quicker than Piastri last lap. David saying Perez is flying, but where? He's not going to make up 30 seconds though, is he? No, look at Hamilton's flying. Hamilton's just on a PB. Hamilton out of nowhere. There's a lot of stuff moving and shaking right now, I have to say. And it's not like Verstappen is lapping a second quicker and he's got a lot of traffic to deal with. How did Alonso get the fastest lap? Because he's gone into fresh mediums. But yeah, you're right. Alonso's in the 1 minute 19.8, showing what's possible. But the gap is not increasing. Both Lando and Charles Leclerc going faster than faster than Max Verstappen last lap. 19 laps to go. The gap is around 8 seconds. What do we think about that? And look at Carlos Sainz. It's so... honestly, the gaps at every lap are just moving all over the place. I wonder if they're really pushing it. There could be a lot of traffic filtering back as well. Lucy says, get those lap cars out of the way. Lucy, aka Michael Massey. And Fadumo saying this is one crazy race. It is a bit of a mad race here. Verstappen, the gap is under 7 seconds now. It's under 7 seconds. Legs, I know Alonso feeling online racing getting knocked around to last and still setting fastest laps. We've all been there. And Karen saying Ferrari has the fastest car on track. Maybe the hard tyre is really working for Lando and Charles Leclerc. Oh my goodness, look at that gap come down. I called it. You said I was crazy, but could they catch Verstappen here? It's a 21.3. They were a second quicker. Lando was a second quicker than Max Verstappen. At this rate, he'll catch him in 6 laps. Chat, let me know. Do you think Lando Norris is going to catch Max Verstappen here? What do we think? Or is it all about the lap traffic? Am I talking nonsense, or could it happen? Code 3D, unleash the true McLarens. That gap might go under 6 seconds. Marcus says no. Isabel spicy. Zane no. Jolanda yes. Adi yept. Kobe no. Balva no. Fexby no. Robert no. Pauline Norris on point. Rex catches one thing. Passion no. Natasha no. Pia yes. Bride and Lando will win. Hannah yes. No. Snow saying traffic is bad for Max. Shredder, that'll be awesome. David says Lando and Leclerc cooking. Can you smell what they're cooking here? Can you smell what they're cooking over at McLaren and Ferrari? Etienne, absolutely. Austin, yes. Charles, no. Me too on two, no. Spirit, no. ZY, unlikely. Pro says maybe. Get off that fence. Right. Yeah, Verstappen's boxed. 6.2. Oh, they're faster again. They're faster again. What if we see Norris and Leclerc start to dip into the 1:19 19s? Remember, there's only a 5-second gap and then they'll get DRS. Are they going to work together here? Maybe Verstappen's tired after doing all the iRacing overnight. Vlacker hopes so. It's under 6 seconds now. It's under 6 seconds. Is Verstappen having a problem? Is Verstappen having a problem? They're catching Verstappen here. 3/10 in Sector 1 alone. 3/10 in Sector 1 alone. Yeah, but the traffic is going to come through for all of them. 28.1 in Sector 2 for Verstappen. Oh, it's similar. 28.1, sorry. So it's similar in Sector 2. Braden Kireth take deep breaths. Adia says Verstappen slowing down. Ooh. What do we think? 6.2 now, 6.1. Again, they go faster though. Again, Lando Norris eats into the gap. No, you're not right, Robert. You're incorrect. Fake news. Lando was faster last lap than Max Verstappen. Is there an incident so far? Not really a big one. The big story here is Verstappen is the first driver to lap these cars, and now he's about to sort of lap into the points. Lando Norris, again, in Sector 1, has just got a 10th quicker. In fact, Lando Norris on the move. Lando Norris has dropped Charles Leclerc. Chat, get your orange flags out, because I think Lando Norris could be on the move here. Get your orange flags, get your McLaren logos out. I think it could be Lando on the move. Because look, he's dropped Charles Leclerc. Oh, he's not as good in Sector 2 though. Welcome, Richard Escott. Beanie, someone's about to crash and calling it. There's 16 laps to go. Here comes the Papaya Army. Lando Norris is cooking. Let's see here. Lap time for Verstappen at 20.9. Again, Lando Norris goes faster than Max Verstappen. Lando Norris goes faster than Max Verstappen. And look at Charles Leclerc. Is Leclerc now washed? Or is Leclerc saying, hang on, that pace is too quick. I'm going to conserve my tyres. Cricket says Lando might get his next win. Honestly, the gap has come down now under 6 seconds. Again, another 3/10 faster for Lando in Sector 1. Verstappen, for some reason, doesn't have the pace in Sector 1, but he often brings it back in Sector 2. Verstappen through Sector 2. A 28.2 again. Will Norris go fast on 28.4? Will it be similar? Oh, Norris goes faster this time. Battery level is critical. Leclerc bounced across the grass in a half second. Isabel, nothing gets past his off flug. 5.8. 2 wins of Lando, as someone said in the chat, is one thing to catch, but to overtake first, you got to catch a 20.8 for Verstappen, a 20.4. Oh, a good 3.5 tenths there. Norris has eaten into Verstappen. At that rate, chat, at that rate, he may do it. I can't do the maths, but he may do it. Welcome, Mac. Is Isaiah J Video and Sounds? If you're enjoying the stream, 500 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. That's absolutely huge. And if you're still not subscribed, please feel free to subscribe as well. It's completely free. These streams are just completely free for you. So hopefully you are enjoying it here. As 5.4 seconds is the gap. Chat, he only needs to make 4.4 seconds and it'll be in DRS. And Verstappen might be getting slowed by this traffic because the traffic there is going for points. They're going for points there. Look at Stroll on Sonoda now. Captain Skull saying Lando's cooking. The gap is now 5.2. Look at that. Verstappen really fading now in Sector 1. Norris could be cooking. Let's play the music. Is Lando Norris actually cooking here? The gap is now under 5 seconds. That means less than 4 seconds he will be in the DRS. He's gone 8 tenths quicker. I'm not joking here. This could be Lando Norris's time. 8 tenths quicker than Verstappen. Verstappen's stuck in the traffic. He's behind his old teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Who does Ricciardo prefer? Because now he's talking. He's got to either let Lando Norris through. Who did he prefer teaming up with? Verstappen in the Hulkenberg train. Look at that. Another 2 tenths, I think, through Sector 1 alone. Lando Norris is really catching. It's a 4.7 second gap. That means just 3.7 seconds and he'll be in the DRS, but there's only 13 laps to go. It could be a great finish here. It could be a great finish. 16 laps. Sorry, 13 laps. Unlucky for some. Captain Skull's been saying it. Lando's cooking. Chat, put your food emoji in the chat. If you think Lando's cooking, put your food emojis in. Put your food emojis in if you think he's cooking. Lando's going to have to get past Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It was a 20.8. It's a 20.7 for Verstappen. And for Lando, a 20.3, another 4 tenths or so. People thinking that Lando could be cooking here. He could be cooking. Russell's fading. It's a bit of a mad race, this one. It feels like it's been brutal pace. Verstappen, the main losses to Lando are turn 2 and turn 6, so they're worried about it. Verstappen, yeah, my tyres don't work, mate. It's a bit of frosty between Verstappen and his engineer. Maybe he wants to be on iRacing. 4.3 now is the gap. 12 seconds. You called me crazy, but I think it could happen here. I think it could happen. Lily thinks it could happen. Lucy, Lando has the confidence now. He knows he can win a race. I'm pretty nervous about this one. Vlackers thinks he could be cooking. Seema likes the music. Yeah, the Hamilton-Perez gap is a big one. Perez, Hugh Bird to get to Perez. Perez, it's a 28-second gap to Hamilton. Confirm. 4.5 now between Verstappen and Lando. Maybe that issue for Leclerc has just given that free air. Oh, for the first time in a long time, Verstappen holds. Verstappen holds the gap. Maybe that was traffic there for Lando. There is a lot of traffic on the circuit right now. Big traffic at Imola. Traffic jam. Just outside Bologna. Welcome, Patient K. Wolf in the Woods and Caver. Imagine Norris getting two in a row. 4.3. Lando with his fastest first sector of the race, everyone. Chat, keep your papaya support coming. Keep your orange support coming in the chat. If you think Lando can do it. We did this in Miami. If you were here for the Miami watch-along, one of my most favourite watch-alongs you've ever done, actually, you'll know that the support came in for Lando in the chat and he just kept cooking. He kept cooking. Russell boxes. Why does George Russell box? Why, what, George? Why have you done that? What a mad strat from George Russell. So it's 4.3. All he needs is 3.3 seconds. He needs just 3 or 4 tenths a lap for the next 11 laps. Easy to say. 4.2 now. 4.1 is the gap. Look at the orange come in. Look at the orange come in the chat. 4.1 is the gap. Again, half a second quicker Lando Norris was from Max Verstappen. Russell melting as usual. Russell's just evaporated here. Bro, what are you doing? What is Blood doing here? Boxing from that position. Are you mad? Now Perez has got excited. He set the fast lap of the race. He's woken up Perez. He's activated him. See, he's saying tyres are gone. Whose tyres are gone? 3.7 seconds is the gap, chat, to Verstappen. It could be on. It could be on. It could be on. This is why you want to be here. Oh my goodness. Let's go, Lando. Lando is okay. The iconic chant. Evie's here supporting Lando as well. I tell you what. Put the purple in the chat if you're supporting Verstappen. Put the orange in the chat if you're supporting Lando. David's listening from Rio. Keep up the good work. Hope everything's okay in Brazil. Great to have you on board here. We don't need to delete all these messages, mods. It's okay. We can let the chat flow. We can let the chat flow like a river. 3.4 seconds. 3.1! It's a second a lap quicker for Lando. It's a second a lap quicker for Lando Norris. Your boy is cooking. Your boy is cooking here. Bro is cooking. You called me crazy when I said it could happen. Be honest, you thought I was mad, right? When I said it could happen. I think Lando could catch here. Gonna enter the lottery after this. Look at the chat now. We got purple in there. We got orange in there. I think the orange is winning. I think the orange is winning. I think people... 2.5 seconds. 2.4 seconds. Verstappen's blown it. Is there any way that if Verstappen hadn't done the iRacing and just done a little bit more prep for the race? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, chat. 2.3. Verstappen's evaporating here. This could be a seismic change. This could be big for the championship this season. This could be big for the championship this season, everyone. I can't even. Basically, don't go anywhere. Like, 8 laps to go. 2.4 seconds. He's 1.3 off. He's 1.3 off DRS. He's 1.3 off DRS. Lambiasi warning Max. Max already has a black and white flag for track limits. 2.3 seconds. Verstappen may have cooked the tyres. 2.2 seconds now. I'm on board with Max. I'm having a look at it. Oh, some big loving in from for Verstappen there. Big love coming in for Verstappen. He's going to need it. 2.1. I can't believe what I'm watching here. I cannot believe it. I know a lot of you in chat were supporting Lando from the beginning here. Could he make it? Lando 2 wins. 2 in a row for Lando. Verstappen, can he let me buy even more stupid? Verstappen not happy with the traffic. Someone said it in chat. Someone said it in chat. It's one thing to catch. It's one thing to catch. It's another thing to pass. 2 seconds now. So Lando, with 7 laps to go, needs to get 1 more second to get in the DRS. But look at that. Verstappen goes half a second quicker. I think they're free of traffic. There's going to be no more traffic here. There's going to be no more traffic. He's moving like a roller coaster. We can be world champions, Lando. Lou says a whole chat is a Lando love fest, and I'm here from it. 1.8 now. 1.8. Yeah, they used to race together in Team Redline. I've raced Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. Isn't that crazy? I've raced both of them. This is mad. Okay, 1.7 now. 1.7. 1.8 is the gap. Lando's after him, but we're in danger of running out of laps here. We're in danger of running out of laps. Yeah, maybe it's Lando now wins 1.6. So basically, he's taking about half a second a lap. So in about 2 laps' time, I reckon he'll be in DRS. So maybe he'll have about 3 laps to get this done. He might have about 3 laps to get this done. Get in DRS range, Ranveer Singh Daliwal says. Open them, yeah, we've got to time the music. Lando pushing as hard as he can, 1.6. So it was about 4 tenths. So maybe in 2 laps, he'll be within DRS. Norris saying, Lando happy to push turn on a little more. And Lando saying, I'm pushing as much as I can, mate, thank you. They think Lando can go even faster. They want him to do this. McLaren, by the way, we've got Caitlin in the community. She's in the grandstand here at Imola in a stand full of Tifosi. And she said she's here supporting Lando. No, we've got to time it. We've got to time it. But is Verstappen going to be too strong in the DRS? In fact, Lando not getting faster this lap. Lando not getting faster. He might be in the aero wash now. So Lando is not improving this lap. Lando's not improving this lap, everyone. It's another lap that Verstappen will tick down to the finish. It's going to be pretty even this lap, I think, between them. Yes, 120.5 for both of them. Lando may be getting a bit of a slipstream down the straight, but we'll be getting some turbulent air in the corners here. Aero wash and tyres, says Christopher Rains. Pauline says, we believe. Keep your emojis coming in. If you remember, you've got a Max Verstappen emoji. And you got the orange emojis there. 1.5 now for Lando. Nicholas, I believe the press is going to grill Verstappen if he comes in PT. Mark my words. That's what I said. That's what I said. I called that. I said they're going to eat him alive if he doesn't win this race, and he does in their Bahrain 24 hours. Especially in the British press. They don't like anyone. They take no prisoners. 1.8 though. I'm not sure Lando's going to do it, chat. I don't think Lando's going to do it now. Maybe he says Lando 1 wins. Welcome, Fast Ginger. Good to see you and fit a bit. There we go. We got the Verstappen emojis. 1 point now. I think Lando's fading. Did he make a mistake somewhere? Yes, he did. He made a mistake in Sector 2. So maybe it's not really representative of a sort of degradation in pace. He made a mistake in Sector 2, chat. There's only 4 laps to go. There's only 4 laps to go. I'm not sure whether Lando's going to do this. He's just a bro. He's not a superhuman. 1.60 now. He starts to cook again. 1.5. Can he get in that DRS? It was a big first sector for Lando. I think this sector 2 is where he hits the aero. 1.5. Very exciting race. Yeah, one of the most exciting races we've covered. I'm thinking Singapore last year was very exciting, and this is right up there. This might be the most exciting race we've ever covered on the channel. Miami as well was obviously exciting last time around. 1.6. How's his ERS looking? There's going to be 3 laps. 1.4! It's going to be 3 laps to go. If he can do another lap, if he can do a huge lap and get in DRS with 2 laps to go, getting close, yeah. It's what they call squeaky bum time in the UK. This is absolutely crazy. This is a bit of a madness, I'm not going to lie. 1.2. Your boy could do it. Your boy could do this. 1.2 seconds. He needs a big chicane here. He needs a big chicane. Oh, it's so difficult for Lando. It's so difficult for Lando. There's going to be 2 laps to go. Again, his sector 2 is costing him 1.3. Oh! 1.2. So he might have a whole lap with DRS. So what he needs to aim for is next time around being DRS, but I'm not sure he's going to be close enough. I'm not sure he's going 1.1. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough here. Visually, he is very close, chat. .1 seconds. We know he struggles in Sector 2. Verstappen battery is almost empty. Maybe Verstappen's been on the mad ERS splurge. 1.2 now. We know this is where Verstappen struggles, Sector 2, but then Sector 3 he can make it back. If he doesn't get DRS, I'm not sure he is, it's going to be too late. Because on the last lap, he won't have the whole straight to get it done. Welcome to all new subscribe. By the way, if you're enjoying this stream, you want to see more of it, we stream every F1 race on this channel and Formula E and WEC. So just make sure you're subscribed. It's completely free. Just hit that subscribe button underneath. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's just me doing this. 1.1. Oh my goodness me. He's given it everything here. Was he in? It's going to be the last lap, everyone. It's the last lap now. This is it. Lap 63 out of 63. This less than a second. It's less than a second now. Is he going to do it? 0.8 seconds. This would be, honestly, one of the great races. Arguably the greatest race since 2021. The best race for 3 years. Can he get it done? 0.7 seconds. I'm not sure. He's got Verstappen running though. He's got Verstappen worried. There's going to be big pressure on the chicane. We've got to double it. We've got to double the music. We've got to double it. We've got to double it. I don't think he's going to get it done unless Verstappen makes a mistake on the last 2 corners. Unless he makes a mistake. Oh my goodness. 0.7 seconds in the end. Is it a split start finish line? It's the finish line at the end of the straight. Where's the finish line? No, he's done it. Verstappen's won. What a finish, everyone. Verstappen wins it. But he was harassed. He's probably going to get a restraining order out on Lando Norris there. What a drive from Lando. What happened to Red Bull? Is this a tipping point in the season where McLaren are the up-and-coming team here? What if Oscar Piastri didn't have that grid penalty for impeding Kevin Magnussen? And what's going to happen next time around in Monaco? Are we going to see a McLaren on pole in Monaco? Could this be the end of the Red Bull domination? Wow, what a finish. And I'm sure there are some alternate universes where it was really close over the line. It was really close over the line. Super, super, super close, everyone. Goodness me. I mean, I don't know how you feel if you're a McLaren fan. How do you feel as a McLaren fan there? Are you happy about it? Are you not happy about it? That was just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, everyone. Whoa. Goodness me. Let me just gather myself here. Let me gather myself. That was a crazy race. We're battling demons. Needed new underwear. Yes. I think hopefully everyone is happy there. Like, if you're a Max fan, you're happy he won. If you're a Lando fan, you're happy that he, you know, me too on tube, sad but proud of Lando. If he pushed a lap early, I mean, if there was one more lap, I think he made a big mistake somewhere in Sector 2. If he just got in that DRS, but that's what it comes down to. I'm really happy to see Lando giving it absolutely everything there. I'm really happy to see that. And it looks like Verstappen's... It's great for the season. It's great for us here for excitement. Because we know Verstappen's not quite getting it all his own way. The final laps were completely mad. And by the way, everyone, we are going into a premiere with an interview with an F2 driver where we're going to talk about mentality and racing and all this kind of stuff with potentially India's fastest racing driver. But that was crazy, everyone. That was absolutely insane. Christopher, that chicane in Sector 2 with 4 laps to go hurt Norris. I'm sure he could have done it. I'm sure he could have done it. I wonder if he's going to be kicking himself and wishing that he got it done. Will Adrian Newey go to McLaren? Can you imagine Adrian Newey return to McLaren here? Will Lando Norris be a Formula 1 world champion, chat? A damn good race. Yes, it was. It was a great race. Real challenge. And it just shows that even if Max qualifies really high up the grid, it's not all said and done, is it? It's not all said and done. And we've seen that the qualifying gaps have been coming down a little bit smaller. Jerry, that was close to Champ 1. Yes, indeed. Welcome, Najid. Welcome, Lucy. I hope it was really enjoyable. Is the Red Bull still the fastest car? And also, now, I'm not sure Red Bull can afford to carry Sergio Perez. I'm not sure they can afford to carry Sergio Perez. Do you know what I mean? Snowline thinks Norris is going to be a world champion. Sam, thank you. Max is not the end. Must be painful. McLaren, all the Max haters. Constructors, by the way. Constructors battle. I just wonder if this is going to accelerate Sergio Perez being ejected from the Red Bull. Lucy got goosebumps with that race, so close. Adia wants to cry. Roger, McLaren for P1 Constructors. Mahesh, if Perez watches and McLaren stay ahead, maybe. And yeah, Adrian Newey's gone. This could be... Miami and this one could be the races where you're like, okay, this is the end of that Red Bull domination. Because Verstappen no longer looks invincible. Remember last year he looked invincible? Right, chat, we have a premiere now with potentially India's first motorsport world champion. I'm going to pin this in the chat. The chat will continue. We can continue in the chat. I'll have the still the footage here, so I'll be in that chat. It's just going to be different footage on screen. Lily was happy for both of them. So chat, we're automatically going to go there to the premiere now. So please do join me there if you want to see me interviewing, speaking to an F2 driver. 1 second. It's going to take us there automatically into the premiere. I will see you there in the chat. It's going to be exactly the same. Let's go. Let's go.